was funny yesterday at practice. They had something where they were running a trick play and trying to make 2 or 3 passes, like, you know, if it was the end of the game, you're trying –
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bob Stain Stadium. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum here for Huntington Highlander football here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Woody, Huntington coming off back-to-back wins and welcome in the South Charleston Black Eagles, who are the number one team right now in the state for AAA football. So, good challenge here again for the Highlanders, but as we talk about, Huntington gets better each and every week, and last year these two teams had quite the game, 52-50 Huntington win.
You know, it could turn into a shootout like that, but both teams have pretty good defenses, too. I mean, you look at South Charleston, they beat Capital 47-14. They beat GW at their place 49-24. And then I watched Monday's game against St. Albans where they pretty much did what they wanted in a 56-7 win. They sacked the poor quarterback from St. Albans about 7 times. And they also caused him to lose about 30 yards on an intentional grounding. So they pinned their ear back after they got after him, and this is a very good team. They've got some great players on offense, and then you flip over the other side. This is Ike Lawton. He's on everybody's list. He's got about 25 first, Division I scholarship offers. He's their all-time leader in sacks, 3 times all AAA. We've got stats for him with 20 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 6 quarterback sacks for minus 36 yards, and 4 quarterback hurries. You know, and they've got a lot of other good players besides him. He's probably the guy that jumps out on your defense. On offense, their left tackle, Xavier Bosley, is a team captain along with Lawton, 6'5", 300 junior. He's a very, very good, and he's got a lot of Division I offers. So this will be a challenge for Huntington, but you know, the strange thing is Huntington has beat this South Charleston team 3 times in a row since 2017. Now, they didn't play in 2019, but last year Huntington 52-50. Before that, Huntington at South Charleston 37-14 in 2018, and then beat them twice in 2017. In the regular season, shut them out 23-0. In the playoffs, beat them 44-14. So it is going to be a fun game, I think, for the fans tonight. And we hope it's a fun game for the Huntington Highlanders. That they're getting better every week. We've talked about that, and boy, they're going to get tested the next 2 weeks for sure. Number 1, South Charleston right now. Number 2, Bridgeport on the road next week before they close out the season.
And Huntington obviously has been really tested all seasons, beginning the year with a 21-9 loss to Hurricane here at home. In that game, it could have went either way for the most part, but then obviously Cabell Midland was a tough one on the road, much better second half up there, 42-7 loss. The Wheeling Park game, Wheeling Park looked really impressive when they made the trip here and won 42-21. And then the Parkersburg game, that was certainly a winnable game again for Huntington, but it was an 0-4 start. But the last 2 games, we've really seen what this team can do and when it puts it together. And it is a young football team that continues to get better with the back-to-back wins here. And the key last week, too, Woody, no turnovers for the first time this season for the Highlanders.
And, I honestly think that will be the deal tonight. Huntington has put the ball on the ground with quite a few fumbles, and they've thrown some interceptions. Laco has 5 interceptions and gets 3 touchdowns. And he also has had 4 snaps that went badly, although he's recovered 3 of those. But they're playing this South Charleston team that has already got 9 interceptions in just 3 games. They're good at turning the ball over. They're good about putting pressure. You see them line up a lot of times with 4 guys with their hands down. But if the linebacker on the right or left, the Sam or the Will linebacker, doesn't have anyone to cover, he walks up and they turn into kind of a 5-3. So they're going to show a lot of different looks. Donovan Davis plays deeper safety than just about anybody I've seen in high school, but that means there's probably some open places across the middle. Huntington's going to have to find those open places, not make mistakes. They'll have to play just about a perfect game, I think, Nick, because they're not the number 1 team just because, everybody happens to like the Black Eagles. They in 3 games have just been super impressive. But I think Huntington feels like here, there's the chance.
Talk about the impressive starts for South Charleston here. 47-14 win over Capital to begin the year. 49-24 over George Washington. And then, as you mentioned, a dominating win last week against St. Albans, 56-7. So all 3 of those wins have not been close football games. And this team, it starts with their offense. Trey Dunn at quarterback and a lot of weapons for his offense. Shalik Kinney, the running back, Dean, Anthony Jackson, Donovan Davis, as you mentioned. So they have a lot of different guys that they can get the football. Certainly an offense, Woody, that has playmakers all across the board, and it makes sense why they've been so explosive so far this season.
Yeah, Shalik Kinney not only caught 3 passes for 107 yards, 2 touchdowns, including an 84-yarder. He also played running back and ran 8 times for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. So this kid can play. He's a good player. Mondrell Dean is just a sophomore, little bigger back at 200 pounds. He had 10 rushes for 92 yards and a touchdown last week. So they are loaded. They've got a good kicker in Chase Edwards, who so far is 18 of 20 on extra points. Hadn't had to try a field goal because they've been scoring so many touchdowns. And punting-wise, he kicked once against St. Albans, 39 yards, and put it inside the 20. So these guys have good guys everywhere. Offense, defense, special teams. It's going to take a great effort tonight.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more here from Bob Sain Stadium. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
This is Huntington High School head football coach Billy Seals, and my players are awesome. Through the example of athletics with character, integrity, perseverance, our young men are good role models for the community of Huntington, and we're looking forward to all that they do on and off the field for our program. Cabell County Schools, #BeAwesome.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Welcome back to Bob Sain Stadium. Huntington and South Charleston just about ready for kickoff here. Nick Versley, Woody Woodrum on the call. The Highlanders coming out in the all-gold uniforms, the white numbers, and, of course, the green helmets with the gold logo on the side. For South Charleston, white jerseys with the orange numbers, and then black pants, and black helmets.
Huntington is going to kick off. South Charleston won the flip and wants the ball right away. They're going to try to score as quickly as they can against this Huntington team. They'd like to put a couple of touchdowns on them early and maybe put Huntington back in a hole a little bit. And it's going to be up to the defense to set the tempo of how this game might go if they can slow South Charleston down a bit.
Huntington getting back David Bradshaw this week on defense after a very impressive 4-interception performance for the Highlanders a week ago. So defense will start on the field back deep. 2 guys back deep for South Charleston. Johnny Ii will kick it away for the Highlanders here from Bob Sain Stadium.
Kenny's back there deep along with Mondrell Dean. 2 running backs deep to accept Johnny Ii's kick. They've worked on a lot of onside kicks, this, that, and another thing, but I look for II to kick away long here.
II does send a high kick, a little short, though, fielded about the 16-yard line by Kenny on the far side. He gets across the 24-yard line is about where he'll start.
Yeah, I believe it was Donovan Davis who, he ran into Kenny as he was backing up, and a short return, but still pretty good shape at the 24-yard line.
It's Highlander defense coming out onto the field, and the South Charleston offense, as we talked about a few moments ago, very explosive, led by sophomore quarterback Trey Dunn. Thrown for over 700 yards this season in just 3 games. Another thing, too, Woody, South Charleston just played on Monday, so quick turnaround here as they try to make up some games that they lost due to the COVID concerns. First play of the game, Dunn will come out firing quickly, complete on the near side. Noah Waynick is there to make the tackle across the 30. Pass is caught by Jaden Eastep.
Picks up about 6 on the play. Good tackle there by Noah Waynick.
So second down here and 4 from the 31 for South Charleston. Ball on the near hash. Opening drive for the Black Eagles. Dunn in the shotgun with trips to the far side, one receiver to the near. Dunn will roll out to the left, look to throw, and pass falls incomplete on the far sideline. I believe he wanted his back, Dean, there on the intended receiver, so it'll be third down and 4 here.
Yeah, he had to throw it early because Tyree Smith came on the outside, and he threw that ball before he wanted to because of the pressure from Smith.
Opening drive 11 minutes ago here in the first quarter. Third down and 4 for the Black Eagles. Andrell Dean is the back for Trey Dunn in the pistol formation with trips to the far side, one receiver to the near. Highlanders show blitz here, and they'll give it to Dean up the middle, and he's stopped shy of the first down.
Yeah,
Tyree Smith in there, the first man to fill the hole.
Tyree Smith in there quickly, 81. Eli Archer as well.
So Huntington forces a punt here on the opening drive for number 1 ranked South Charleston. 2 guys go back deep for the Highlanders. Chase Edwards will punt it away. It's like Devin Jackson and Noah Waynick both standing back inside the Highlander 40 here. Edwards handles the snap, sends a line drive punt fielded by Waynick at the 37-yard line. Waynick has some room to the outside, goes up the middle, breaks a tackle across midfield, and Huntington will start in South Charleston territory here.
Yeah, nice return of about 13, make it 15 yards.
Huntington has had good special teams really all season. Devin Jackson's returned a couple of kickoffs. Waynick's got good field position for this team. Nathan Young's been kicking the ball well, and besides allowing a couple of kick returns early in the season, since then, though, Huntington's really fixed the special teams unit. Here's Laco, and the offense comes out. First down and 10. 2 receivers to the far side. Eli Archer, the up back, with a receiver to the near. Omari Felder, the back. He'll bounce it to the outside and not find any room.
Brought down in the backfield by number 32 for this team is Mari Lawton. We talked about him, the younger brother of Ziaki Lawton, but a nice tackle there for loss. This is something the team does very well, is tackle for losses.
So brings Huntington back to midfield. Second down, about 12 here for the Highlanders. First drive for Huntington, 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. No score after South Charleston goes 3 and out on its opening drive. Laco in the pistol formation. Felder the back. Big hole up the middle. Felder's got room. First down and more. 30, 25, 20, and finally knocked out of bounds goes Omari Felder up the far sideline. He just found a gap up the middle, Woody, and then was able to bounce it outside, and we've really seen him progress from week to week as a running back.
Flag back on the play at about the 47-yard line, and it's a block in the back against Huntington. So a pretty good gain of 30-some yards wiped out there.
Yeah, that's a big penalty here early in the ball game. If you can go up and take an early lead against the number 1 team, got to give you a lot of confidence. But Huntington will be backed up big here.
About 7 yards more, so it's going to be 2nd and 19 back at their own 43-yard line.
Good thing is it's only second down, so you can get some yardage here and make it manageable on third down for the Highlanders. Ball on the far hash at the 43. Laco breaks the huddle with trips to the near side. James Safford now the back to his left. The trips are bunched to the near side. One receiver to the far. Laco will roll out to the left, look downfield, and fire incomplete. He wanted Noah Waynick on the near side, but pass was too high and out of bounds.
He was open. You just got to stop at some point. If you're Laco, plant your feet and make the throw. There was really nobody breathing down his neck that time. But it brings up 3rd and 19 now.
Huntington will be backed up here for 3rd down. 3rd and 19 from the 43.
Well, what you'd like to do, you'd like to pick up the 1st down, but if you can't do that, pick up enough yardage to be able to pin them back with a good punt.
Yeah, we've seen Arthur do a great job on the punts so far this season. So you can at least flip the field here if you're Huntington and set up potentially good field position. Again, Laco straight drop back here, and he is sacked.
He got the ball away, so quarterback pressure by 34, and that's Jason Barnett, who's just a sophomore, 5'11", 235.
So Huntington will be forced to punt. Arthur will punt for the Highlanders. So one man back deep for South Charleston. Ball bounces. Anthony Jackson lets it bounce inside the 15. Huntington will down it at the 11. So really good punt there.
Yeah, nice job of covering down there by the senior, number 21, Nathan Price. Jackson made a mistake. He should have fielded that ball. Cost his team at least 25 or 30 yards.
So South Charleston will be backed up for its 2nd possession of the ball game. 9 minutes to go in the opening quarter. No score between the two teams here at Bob Saint Stadium.
That's a 51-yard punt with no return.
South Charleston will start from its own 12 with 3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far. Dunn in the shotgun. Dean the back here, play action. And now Dunn looks to run, steps up and doesn't find any room. Coming in and making the tackle. It's like Scout Arthur.
Yeah, Tyree Smith also in there on that stop. So the quarterback tried to keep her, which he's normally pretty good at, but he picks up about 3 yards there.
2nd and 7 from the 15-yard line. South Charleston sends 2 to the near side, 2 to the far. Shotgun formation for Dunn with Dean the back to his right. Dunn takes the snap, straight drop back, looking downfield, now forced to step up and run. He's got the 1st down and dips out of bounds across the 25.
Finally making the stop, the freshman, Jonathan Jackson. Got to keep the quarterback contained. You got to hold your contain, or he will do that all night. I mean, he's ran very well this year with the ball. He's had 15 rushes, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns coming in.
Dunn picks up the 1st down. First down of the night for South Charleston here with 4 receivers set. Dunn keeps again, running left. Sheds off 1 tackler, gets down to or up to about the 30-yard line.
Tyree Smith having a night so far. He's made a bunch of tackles.
I mean, that's pretty much what he does every week. Him and Bradshaw usually over 10 tackles almost every game here. 2nd down, we'll mark it at the 29. So 4-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 6 for the Black Eagles offense. Dunn in the shotgun, same formation. 4 receiver set. Huntington brings a blitz. Deep ball caught by Davis in Highlander territory. Brought down by Stone Arthur. Down to the 40-yard line is Davis on the reception. A big play for South Charleston.
Yeah, a big ball right down the middle, and Waynick close but not there to make the stop until the yardage had gained all the way down to the Huntington 40 where it's 1st and 10.
South Charleston gets on the ball here quickly. 5 receivers set, 3 to the near side. Or, I'm sorry, 4 receivers set, 1 receiver to the far side. They'll give it to Dean up the middle, big hole, gashing Huntington for about 7 yards.
59 in there, also 10 again. He's already having a night as Tyree Smith.
Brings the ball to the 47-yard line. Or 30.
33, yeah. Yeah, 7-yard pickup that time by Deaton.
So 2nd down and 3 for South Charleston. Up back now in for the Black Eagles. High snap, play action. Dunn steps up, lobs it towards the sideline, but it falls incomplete and out of bounds.
Quarterback pressure that time by the big man. Eli Archer was in on him hard. Made him throw that one away before he wanted to.
6:31 to go in the opening quarter. No score between the two teams. South Charleston driving into Huntington territory. With it at the Highlander 33 here for 3rd down and about 3.
This might be 4-down territory. It'd be an awful long field goal if they get stopped here.
4 receivers set, 2 to each side for the Black Eagles. Under pressure, screen pass for Dean, caught it, makes a move at the 30, has the 1st down, Moore still on his feet. 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone touchdown, South Charleston.
Well, a really bad angle taken that time by the safety, Amari Felder. He should have had the tackle at about the 20-yard line, but he didn't get there on the angle he was taking, and that allowed Dean to get around the corner, and it was just easy money after that.
Yeah, really good play call too, Woody, there on the screen. Huntington over pursues a little bit, and Dean able to make a play after getting the ball in his hands. So South Charleston takes the early 6-0 lead. Extra point now coming from Flowers. I'm sorry, Edwards will kick the extra point. Good snap, but Huntington blocked it.
Looked like number 7, Amari Felder, with the block on the extra point.
Yep, it was Felder there coming right up the middle. So 6-0 here, 6:20 to go, opening quarter. We'll take a quick break here. Listen to Highlander football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
These uncertain times, it's reassuring that our county has a sheriff like Mike Rutherford. Here's what your neighbors have to say about our sheriff.
He supports local law enforcement. It doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing, Sheriff Rutherford will support you. He's taking care of his guys, his deputies. He's gotten them equipment, pay raises, and has really got the vision on where the Sheriff's Department should go for the future.
My commitment to you is to protect you and your family.
Please vote for Mike Rutherford.
The Marshall Orthopedics High School Game of the Week, presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute, is brought to you in part by Taxmasters. Visit Taxmasters ProBooks at TaxmastersProBooksPlus.com or call them at 740-867-8333. And Jason W. Elkins at Elkins State Farm Agency. Jason can help you find coverage that works for you. Jason W. Elkins, State Farm Agent, 4346 5th Street Road, Huntington, and the Governor's Highway Safety Program. You drive, you text, you...
Welcome back to Huntington. 6-0 South Charleston. And Devin Jackson fields it for the Highlanders at his own 6-yard line. Tries to make a move, cuts back. But South Charleston's there to wrap him up at about the 15.
Good kick. It bounced 2 or 3 times and got away from Jackson. And then Jaden Estep makes the tackle.
So the Highlanders will be backed up here, 1st and 10 from zone 15. And Woody, the drive started pretty good for Huntington there on the opening drive on a nice run, but then the run gets called back, and obviously now Huntington backed up.
Yeah, that really hurt them because they were down at the 20-yard line and probably could have punched it in for a score.
Locko in the shotgun here, 1st and 10 from the 15. Quick swing pass to the running back, Clarence Rogers, who's back. And I think South Charleston came away with the football there on Rogers' first touch back.
Clearly on the ground.
Yeah, the officials look like they're going to mark him down.
Yeah, I mean, it was clearly on the ground when Shalik Kinney took it away. So good to see Rogers back. He took that big shot in the Wheeling Park game. Didn't see it coming, and they just lit him up. So it turns out to be about a 9-yard gain for him on the short pass, and that's a good getting it in his hands right away.
2nd down and 1 for the Highlanders. Locko in the shotgun, Safford the back behind him. Locko will give it to Safford up the middle. Has the first down, carries a man with him.
Well, I'll tell you, now Safford's done such a good job. As a senior, it's easy to put your head down when you're not getting to play all the time. He has not done that at all, and that's a big carry up over to the 31-yard line, about 7 yards on the gain.
So 1st and 10, Huntington. Locko comes in from the sideline with the play here. 5:13 to go in the opening quarter. 6-0 South Charleston. Highlanders moving out of their own territory up to the 31-yard line here. 1st down and 10. Rogers the back, and offsides here against, or false start here against Huntington.
Yeah, Max Wentz, he's not going to do that very often. The third-year starter, just a junior, 6'3", 265. I think he's going to get a lot of offers to play at the next level in college. He's a good-looking kid, and he can help somebody on defense or offense. And I think playing offense this year has really helped his chances of getting a scholarship.
And so that one back Huntington back to the 26-yard line.
You just can't keep shooting yourself in the foot this way, though.
Yeah, 2 big penalties here early in the game, Woody, so that could play a factor here. 6-0 South Charleston. Locko handles the snap, gives it to Rogers, and he's stuffed in the backfield.
44 up quickly. That's Hunter Withrow. He comes in and plays a bit. He backs up Montrell Dean normally.
So Huntington's backed up here now. 2nd down, 15. Back to the line of scrimmage on the run for Rogers.
Yeah, just nothing there that time for Rogers.
Locko in the shotgun, trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near, and Noah Wainick. Felder the back here. Locko's going to go deep for Wainick, and it's well over his head and everybody's head, and it falls incomplete. Flag now comes in late.
Maybe hit the quarterback late.
Well, came in here at the 40.
Or possible pass interference.
And not certain here. It most likely.
The official, the referee didn't realize there was a penalty on that play. They're just getting back to him. The back judge here had to chase the ball down and get it to the officials. It's a big penalty, though, a 15-yarder. It must have been pass interference.
So, gets Huntington the 1st down.
Moves them up to the 41, which is great. Well, they're saying they're just short, so they're going to say it's 2nd and 1. I guess that would have to be at the 40.
Right, it should still be 2nd down because of the penalty.
Yeah, or actually 3rd down. 3rd down and 1. The play clock has not been reset, and now the referee's going to look and see whether, and he gives them the 1st down. So you and I were pretty sure, but I thought maybe they had a change of heart out there on the field. But 15-yard penalty when you're 15 yards away usually is a 1st down.
Makes sense to me. I've never been great at math, but I think I can figure that one out. So 1st down for the Highlanders here at their own 41. Trips to the far side, 1 receiver the near, Wainick, the near receiver. Locko takes a snap, quick dump off to his back.
That's a run.
Amari Felder.
Felder caught a backwards pass that time. He was slung to the ground by number 8 over there, the outside linebackers, Joseph McAllister, a senior, 6'1", 185.
Looks like they'll get about a yard on the play. Move the ball to the 42.
Makes it 2nd and 9 from there.
3:30.
Huntington getting a little bit of movement, just not enough consistently so far, Nick.
Yeah.
They're also using some clock, which is good. They keep the clock turning, and that keeps that good SC offense off the field.
Low snap here for Locko. He'll again fire out quickly to Felder. Felder catches it, gets across the 45, and then finally brought down.
Number 1 makes the tackle. That's Anthony Jackson, the cornerback, 6'1", 185. He's a senior for this team.
So it'll be third down for the Highlanders. Ball now on the 47-yard line.
Picked up about 5 on that pass.
3rd and 4 here, under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 6-0 South Charleston. Huntington's second drive of the ball game. Looking to answer the Black Eagles touchdown.
Game clock down to 6, 5.
Blanca's going to have to go quickly here with 1 on the play clock. He'll run it up the middle with, and that time it's a fumble.
Fumble by Safford, and it's picked up by the guy we just talked about, Anthony Jackson. So Safford had a big gain. Looked like he had the first down easily, about 12 yards, and he fumbles back to SC.
Yeah, that's been a big play or an issue for Huntington all season. And Safford had a fumble a couple of weeks ago, and then he didn't see another carry. That obviously a big one after he gets the first down, has it knocked away.
Yeah.
So sets up South Charleston, too, with pretty good field position. 1st and 10 from the 45. But Huntington's definitely shown it can compete with this South Charleston team, just hurting themselves here early on. Dunn in the shotgun. He takes the snap, play action. Looking deep now under pressure. Archer chasing. Flag comes in. Dunn fires it way downfield and knocked away by Noah Waynick, who's now slow to get up on the near sideline. Intended for Donovan Davis. Flag came in around the line of scrimmage.
You know, and a good job there by Donovan Garrett, also by Gavin Atkins. They were putting the quarterback had to throw it when he didn't want to, and then a nice play by Waynick to knock it away.
So holding will back it up here.
And a hold's even a better play for Huntington because it takes the Black Eagles back probably to about the 35-yard line. So it'd be 1st and 20. So all those stats wiped out by a 10-yard penalty.
Dunn in the shotgun sends a man in motion from left to right. So now trips to the near side, one receiver to the far. Dunn takes the snap, straight drop back. Looking downfield and over the head of his intended receiver. Arthur in coverage.
Yeah, it was Dean, the running back, coming out of the backfield. And I'll tell you, that was a great play by the nickelback scout Arthur. He was with him stride for stride.
And Dean's already proven to be pretty explosive. Had a very nice run after the catch on the touchdown to put South Charleston up here 6-0.
Yes, that was the same play right there, and Huntington spotted it this time and didn't allow it to go for a touchdown. Now 11 Kinney moves into the backfield.
Spread Dean out wide here, meshed up on Devin Jackson. They'll give it to Kinney, running left. Kinney crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Garrett got a hand on him at first, but then he's finally brought down by Tyree Smith.
Jonathan Jackson in there as well, so it'll be 3rd and long here.
They pick up about 4 yards. They're at the 39. So it's 3rd and 16.
1:40 to go in the first quarter. Clock ticking for South Charleston. 3rd down and 16. Dunn takes the snap, straight drop back. Now looks to run after nothing open downfield. He's going to be tackled well shy of the first down.
Big number 50, James Scott, wrapped him up. Good pressure on the outside by Garrett and Archer. They forced the quarterback to go up the middle, and Huntington's defenders were there.
So again, Huntington gets a stop here and force a punt for South Charleston.
I'm telling you, South Charleston hadn't punted this much in 3 games. This is pretty amazing what Huntington's done so far.
Back deep for the Highlanders, Waynick and Jackson. Pretty good punt here. Bounces out of bounds.
Excellent punt. Can't do it much better than that. Put it out at the 7-yard line.
So Huntington will have it backed up here on its own 7. And Woody, we've seen on the first 2 drives, Huntington have some good plays, but obviously a costly penalty on the Felder run, which would have got Huntington down to about the 20-yard line. And then after getting into South Charleston territory, Safford has the ball knocked out of his hands for a fumble. So Early on, though, Huntington definitely showing the ability to run the football against this pretty stout South Charleston defense.
Yeah, they've just got to maintain that a little bit, and they'll be getting the ball into the end zone.
Be tough here, backed up on your own 7-yard line. Lacko in the shotgun. He'll keep running right, sheds off one tackler. Gets out to about the 10 before he's dragged out of bounds.
And finally, a tackle around the neck by number 17 on the South Charleston defense coming up and making a play is Jay Keys. He is a 6-foot, 215-pound junior playing the nose guard, which is kind of hard to believe, but he's got good speed. Now, they do occasionally put James Butts in there, who's 6 foot 340. That sounds more like you might expect of a guy that big.
Yeah, typically your nose is one of your bigger linemen, but South Charleston looking for more of a speed approach there. 4-down lineman here on 2nd down, and they'll run up the middle. Does the Highlanders, no room that time.
No. Bottom of the pile was number 8 again, making the tackle, Joseph McAllister.
Clarence Rogers on the carry for the Highlanders.
No gain on the play, so 3rd and 6 now. And just 21 seconds left in this first quarter.
So it looks like Huntington might let the clock roll out here before the end of the quarter. Take some extra time to discuss the play call here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's going to end the quarter, and they've got the chance to talk.
But overall, besides some miscues offensively, pretty good first quarter for the Highlanders, trailing South Charleston, the number 1 team in AAA, 6-0. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Highlander football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
If you're enjoying tonight's free broadcast of Huntington High School football, please consider making a donation to Huntington High School Sports Boosters. High school football ticket admissions cover the cost of many other high school sports programs. Due to the attendance restrictions from COVID-19, your support is more important than ever before. Please donate at paypal.com/HHSBoosters or click on the link in the Facebook post. Thanks, and go Highlanders!
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of...
Welcome back to Huntington. Highlanders trailing South Charleston 6-0. Second quarter just about ready to get started. It will be 3rd down for Huntington. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum here on the call. 3rd and about 6 from the Highlander 11-yard line. Gavin Lacko in the shotgun with trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side, and it looks like South Charleston entered the neutral zone and will have a 5-yard penalty here.
Huntington did this in practice this week. They went to 2 hand claps out of the quarterback. All season long it's been 1 clap, and here they come. That time, both number 8, Joseph McAllister, and 17, Jay Keys, were both over the line.
It's Highlander football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930, along with WRVC Huntington.
So 5 yards now makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 1 for the Highlanders at the 16.
You can really call whatever you want here. If you're Huntington, you ran the ball pretty well. So far, Lacko's kind of struggled through the air, but not too many pass plays early on.
Yeah. He's hit 2 of 3 so far, but just 14 yards on those. They've kind of been to the backs, too. It's been Rogers and Felder who have caught, so far he hasn't been able to find one of his receivers.
Felder the back here on 3rd down and 1 from the Huntington 16. Trips to the far side. Lacko takes the snap. He'll keep. He's got the 1st down and more across the 20. Out to about the 25-yard line goes Gavin Lacko. Nice shifty run by the QB.
Mondrell Dean makes the stop. Inside linebacker came into this game after he had 42 tackles last year, 16 tackles for loss so far. That makes it 13 on the year for him. but Huntington picks up a much-needed first down.
We give Laco the 26, so, yeah, after being backed up in your own territory, at least get one first down here on the drive.
14 yards on 2 carries so far for Laco.
Felder remains the back here on second down. Pistol formation. 2 receivers go to the near side, 1 to the far. Felder gets the carry up the middle, bouncing outside. Across the 30, 35, still on his feet, 40. First down and more. And out of bounds at about the 45-yard line goes Amari Felder on the run.
19 yards picked up by Felder. And Shalik Kinney from behind made the tackle, but a nice pickup there. Good blocking up front by Huntington. That seems to be a very effective play, Nick, for them so far. That ball right up the pipe. The back's got to wait until the blockers give him a hole and then be patient and take the hole as it comes open.
Definitely. Huntington's had a lot of success on the ground, in particular up the middle, as you mentioned, here against a South Charleston team that defensively and especially the front 7 have a lot of talent. They stack the box here on first down. Laco looking deep down the right sideline, well over Devin Jackson's head, the intended receiver. Back in coverage was Tinsley, the corner.
G.I. Key Lawton is there first as a quarterback hurry that time. Probably threw it before he was ready, but they came with a blitz that time and just dropped 3 in coverage.
But after, show blitz, so good decision by Huntington to try to get something to its playmaker Jackson there on the outside. But nothing really open there, and Laco has to kind of throw it away after the quick pressure by South Charleston. So bring up second down from the 45-yard line. Huntington 45. Laco, another quick swing pass. Nice one-handed grab by Felder. And he is stopped in the backfield for a loss of about 4.
Yeah, he's opposite number, makes the tackle. Number 7 making the tackle. Must have been 2 instead. I'm sorry, Dean makes the tackle. They lose 3 yards on that pass. So it's going to be 3rd and 13 back at the 42.
Tyler's backed up a little bit here on 3rd and 13. Second quarter of play. Coming up on 10 minutes to go. South Charleston leading Huntington 6-0. We'll send Jackson and Waynick to the far side. Here on 3rd and 13. Laco in the gun. Takes the snap. Another low snap. They'll give it to Clarence Rogers. He sheds off one tackler. Spins off another. And fights forward to about the 49.
A unintentional helmet-to-helmet hit there as, number 8's coming in, Joseph McAllister, and Rogers is going down. They banged heads pretty good at the 49. He picks up 7, but not quite enough. They'll have to punt on 4th and 6.
Again, another run up the middle, successful for Huntington. Arthur will punt for the Highlanders here on what will be 4th down and 7.
I would like to see him kick away from the return man. There's a lot of room to the left.
So Arthur sends a short
shank
punt here. Yeah. Takes a solid bounce and goes out of bounds, so at least no return, but not really what you wanted there, Woody.
No, it's a terrible punt, quite frankly. Ball out at the 33-yard line, so 19 yards on that punt. That is not a help at all. You need to back up SC when you're punting from the 50. So
Arthur has punted well this season, but really his first bad one that I can remember.
Yeah, he was kind of average last week with 3 for 30 and on per kick, but he is a better kicker than that he's shown this year. And I guess that's probably why I'm so disappointed, because he's done a really good job.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 33. Huntington sends 4 D linemen out there. Dunn will throw. Dunn steps up, looking deep down the sideline and incomplete.
Great coverage there by Amari Felder. Looked like maybe 13 was the guy that Jaden Estep that they were looking for. He averages about 18.5 yards per catch, so he is a big play receiver for them.
What do you kind of talked about with Coach Billy Seals in the pregame? I mean, this South Charleston team really likes to lay it out there for their guys down the field.
No question
We've already
about
seen a lot of that really from both teams, though.
Yeah.
So far, none of those plays have really hit here. 2nd down and 10. High snap. Dunn rolls out the right again. He goes deep down the middle. That time it's caught in stride by Donovan Davis. Davis cuts it back around the 30, 25, 20. Still on his feet. 10, 5, end zone touchdown. Wow, what a catch and run by Donovan Davis.
And you can only make a mistake against these guys very seldom. It looked like that Jackson and Felder weren't sure who was going to be the guy in coverage. 2 of them there. He catches the ball right in front of him and takes off for a long touchdown there with great play by Dean.
We've already seen here a few times, if you catch the ball, or if South Charleston catches the ball and you miss the tackle, they might score on a lot of these plays here. There, great catch and run.
And that's 67 yards for the touchdown.
They're going to go for 2 here. Dunn rolls out to the right, now looks back to the near side. He's got a wide open man, and it's caught,
I think,
for 2.
Number 8, I think, Joe McAllister made that catch.
Yes, it was McAllister on the 2 point, so that makes up for the blocked extra point to put South Charleston up here 14-0. 8:55 to go. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe is born dependent on opioids, you need to
Welcome back to Bob Sain Stadium. Devin Jackson takes it out to the 35-yard line here. Huntington trailing South Charleston 14-0, 8:48 to go in the second quarter. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum here. Happy to have you with us.
Yeah, Donovan Davis on the touchdown play. I believe I might have said 2, but 67 yards and just an error by the 2 Huntington players.
Clarence Rogers is the back here on 1st down and 10. Laco takes a snap, straight drop back. He's got Rogers out of the backfield on the wheel route, but he can't make the catch. Whitlow in coverage.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He threw the ball high that time. If he'd have hit Rogers in stride, he might have turned that into a big play.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10, 8:42 to go now in the second. Rogers now part of that, or back to being part of the backfield rotation with Felder, Safford. They've all ran well. Safford with a fumble, though, earlier in the contest. Laco here in the shotgun with trips to the far side. Rogers remains the back. 1 receiver in the near. Laco takes the snap, swing pass out to Rogers. That time he got him in stride, but this time doesn't find any room.
Big hit by Mondrell Dean. That's a run, basically a backwards pass from Laco. And but Dean came up and gave him a yard and really put the lumber on him.
It's been a popular play so far for Huntington, trying to get their backs the football kind of with room to make a play. But
yeah, and it works, but you have to hit it quick. You've got to throw a more fast pass, something they can catch in full stride and maybe get around that corner.
So 3rd down and 9 for Huntington. Laco takes the snap, straight drop back, steps up, and this time he's sacked in the backfield.
Yeah, guess
Key
who?
in there, and yeah.
See Ike Lawton with another sack, the all-time career leader at South Charleston, and he throws him back to about the 34, so a 2-yard sack.
Keys was in there as well, but Lawton with the main sack there, and Huntington will be forced to punt again here tonight.
4th and 11 back at the 34.
Arthur, after a bad punt earlier, looks to make up for it here on 4th down. This one much better. High end over end kick. Fielder takes off the hands of the return man. He's all the way back at the 10, makes a nice little juke move and makes something out of nothing there.
Big hit over there. I think number 30, James Safford, with the tackle. It hit him in the hands at about the 27. He had to circle back to about the 15 to pick it up, but a pretty good job of Huntington getting the stop there.
Kenny on the return gets it out to the 19. So 1st and 10 for South Charleston. Some big plays after the catch, resulting in touchdowns for the Black Eagles.
Well, Huntington knew this team was going to come in, and they looked to make big plays. They try to rock you to sleep as far as what they're doing on offense, and then they hit you.
Dunn looking deep here once again. Caught in stride by Davis across midfield and knocked out of bounds by Noah Waynick. Donovan Davis with another big catch there. 1st down and more into Highlander territory to about the 45-yard line.
Waynick was right on him, but he didn't make the tackle until he was at the 45-yard line of the Highlanders.
So 1st and 10 now for South Charleston. Into Huntington territory to the 45. Dunn
36 yards on that one.
Making a lot of big plays. Davis has been his guy down the field here early on. Highlanders show blitz here on 1st and 10. Dean gets the carry up the middle. Gets to about the 40-yard line before being stacked up by Eli Archer.
Yeah, also down there was number 15, David Bradshaw. Good to see Bradshaw back. Him and Cole Dennison missed. They were isolated for the COVID. Didn't have it, but had to sit out a certain amount of time.
It's about a 4-yard pickup there. Bring it to the 41. Dunn will throw again. Steps up, avoids Archer.
He's in front of the...
Toss it towards the near sideline. It's caught. 1st down.
I thought he might have got in front of the down stick, but he didn't seem to. So
yeah, it was really close. He was like right on the line, it looked like to me, but hard to tell really from our angle exactly.
Kenny with the catch for 9 yards and another 1st down for South Charleston, now at the 30.
So South Charleston will reset here with 4 receivers set. Davis in the slot to the near side. Dean the back. Dunn in the shotgun here. 1st and 10 from the Highlander 30. High snap. Give it to Dean. Fights forward. Slides across the 30-yard line.
He's wrapped up by 27, Scout Arthur. Good open field tackle there for a short gain. About 3 yards. They run Dean just enough to keep them honest. I mean, he's got 3 carries for 14 yards. Quarterback has 4 carries for 22 yards. Kenny has 1 carry for 4 yards. They're not going to break your back with the run very much, but it sets up the pass.
It's be 2nd down and 7 for the Black Eagles. Dunn in the shotgun. Another
bad
snap. Dunn recovers it. This time, though, he has no room to go anywhere. Donovan Garrett cleans it up. Tyrese Smith.
Yeah.
The first one there, and there.
And then a flag goes down. So somebody talking trash down there, and the refs threw a flag. The loss is back to about the 35-yard line. And
it's going to be offsetting, it looks like.
I don't know. I think they called a personal foul on Huntington.
Originally they pointed this way, but might have been a correction there. So we'll move it well into Huntington territory all the way down to the 19-yard line, and that's where South Charleston will take over with 1st and 10. After really good play by the Huntington defense. Tyree Smith bringing down Dunn after a poor snap, and then
but the ball's at the
penalty
19, yeah.
moves it all the way to the Huntington 19. Dunn in the shotgun with trips receivers. He'll give it to Dean up the middle. Big hole. Down to the 10-yard line goes Dean. Might have enough for a first down.
Donovan Garrett with the stop. Give him about 9 yards on the play to the 10.
2nd and 1 here. Dunn in the gun. Trips to the far side. One receiver the near. Dean the back to Dunn's right. Another high snap. Another Dean up the middle. First down and more. It's about the 6.
1st and goal now.
So South Charleston looking to extend its 14-0 lead here with under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Bradshaw and Smith in on the stop.
Mondrell Dean, 6'2", 200 pounds. Tough kid to bring down.
No doubt about that.
Already with a receiving touchdown this ball game. Now starting to get some good stuff on the ground here. They'll give it to Dean again. This time bouncing to the outside. He's at the 5-4 and then brought down inside the 5.
I thought he was going to score on that play, honestly. He bounced it outside, but David Bradshaw managed to close and make a stop at
about the 2.
Called about the 2, so a gain of about 4 yards there.
South Charleston on the ball here quickly. Huntington adjusting at the line. Dunn gives it to Dean, lowers the shoulder. I think he might be just short. Tyree Smith filled the hole, and he's going to be about a yard shy of the end zone.
Yeah, Smith had him around the legs, kept him from scoring. So it's a pickup of 1. It's 3rd and goal at the 1.
So the Highlander defense looks to get a stop here, trailing 14-0 at home. South Charleston looking to extend its lead to 3 scores. Dean the back.
Also got to look for the quick pass here.
Lawton, the defensive end, is in as the up back. Dunn with 2 receivers to the left. He'll look right. He's got a wide open hole. He can score, and he'll take it into the end zone. Arthur tried to make a last second effort to tackle him, but it's another touchdown for South Charleston. They now lead 20-0 here over Huntington.
Well, somehow the defense was lined up wrong, because as he rolled right, there was nobody. I mean, the linebacker tried to get out of the coverage, get over there with him, but no one apparently assigned to what we call ghosting the quarterback, making sure of where he goes, and he had a wide open, easy walk, just 1 yard to the touchdown.
So extra point here for South Charleston. It'll be Edwards. Huntington with 1 block already. This one, a low kick, but it just sails through the uprights, and it's 21-0.
That'll look like he kicked it high and deep in tomorrow's paper.
So with that, 21-0 here, 3:27 to go in the second quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Looking for fair prices, professional service, and the most customer-friendly shop in the tri-state? Then Freedom Gun & Pawn in Lavalette is your kind of place. Freedom Gun & Pawn has the best selection of new, pre-owned, and vintage firearms, plus a large stock of ammo and accessories. Freedom Gun & Pawn is everything you want in a gun and pawn shop. Freedom Gun & Pawn, proud to support our local high schools and communities. Across from Food Fair in Lavalette, online at freedomgunandpawn.com.
For Kindred Communications, this is home. When other broadcasting companies went nationwide, we stayed home.
This is home.
This is home.
This is home.
6 radio stations broadcasting on 9 signals across 3 states. For Kindred Communications,
This is
home.
Going back to Huntington, Devin Jackson, a big return. Sets up the Highlanders here nicely. trailing number 1 South Charleston here, 21-0. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum, happy to have you with us. About 3:18 to go here in the first half. Huntington's had some success moving the ball and has had some success on defense as well, but a couple of key plays, some penalties, some turnovers not going in the Highlanders' favor here, Woody, but still time to get back into this ball game.
29 yards on return by Jackson. Great job.
Flacco in the shotgun here from the Highlander 44. Flacco takes the snap. He's under pressure, rolls out to the right, looks downfield, and has his man caught by Harrell at about midfield.
Nakian Harrell makes a nice catch with, really, the player was all over him, number 6, Caden Davis in coverage, but great catch.
This will be second down for the Highlanders. Move it to midfield, about a 6-yard pickup on the play.
6-yard gain there.
So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Highlanders from midfield. Ball here on the near hash.
So far, 4 of 7 for just 17 yards, though, for Laco.
Laco in the gun here. Eli Archer, the up back, pistol formation with Clarence Rogers behind him. Rogers gets the carry, or that's Felder, actually. Right about to the first down marker. It's been a successful play running up the middle for the Highlanders. Fortunately for Huntington, it hasn't been able to put enough together to get in the end zone.
He's right at the marker. I've got to believe that's maybe a first down. Yes, it is.
Yeah, now they'll move the chains here.
Yeah, he got to the 45-yard line, so he gained 5. Huntington pick up a score at this point would be huge. It would be nice momentum because they get the ball to start the second half.
And we've seen what they can do on special teams to set up the offense or anything. So touchdown here, you're right back in it. 1st and 10 here. Huntington moving into South Charleston territory from the 45. Quick dump down to Felder, and that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, he tried to one-hand that one. Not a great pass. He had to turn his body backwards, and he just not able to bring the ball in.
Even if he makes that catch, though, probably losing yards there as South Charleston really swarmed to the football, so might have been a situation where you'd rather have an incomplete pass.
It's just that their safety plays very deep. He's back there about 13, 15 yards at times. It would seem like there'd be some room over the middle for some short passes, maybe the tight end or one of your receivers.
2nd and 10 from the South Charleston 45. Trips to the far side. Quick pass to the middle. Eli Archer close to the first down. Davis comes up and makes the tackle.
And that's exactly the play I was speaking about right there.
Archer hasn't had a huge impact on offense this season, but certainly capable. So if you can get him going over the middle, I mean, you mentioned it, there's really nobody there.
Yeah, he picks up about 9 yards on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Minute 34 to go in the first half. Huntington trails 21-0, but starting to move the football into South Charleston territory to the 32. Laco lines up under center. Very rare here. QB keeper sheds off one man. He now has the first down.
Looks like number 8, Joseph McAllister, the linebacker, made the initial hit, then got a lot of help from his friend. 4 or 5 Black Eagles in there to finish that one up.
Well, you must never see Huntington take a snap under center unless it's a victory formation or they're a keeper.
Huntington has, they take first time out right here with 1:15 on the clock.
And so Woody Huntington moving the ball into South Charleston territory. Pretty good drive here. And, I mean, that hasn't been necessarily a problem moving the football, but a couple of miscues holding back Huntington in this ball game.
No doubt about it.
Oh, what's wrong? Our bank just sold our mortgage to a company I've never even heard of before.
I didn't understand that was something that could happen. This is an out-of-state company. Well, this isn't a decision we would have made.
Looks like our bank made it for us.
At Huntington Federal, we never sell the mortgages of those who've entrusted us with something as important as the financing of their home.
Now what do we do?
I'm going to get online and apply for a new Huntington Federal mortgage today.
Huntington Federal. Local then, local now.
This is going to be America's favorite breakfast. They just don't know it yet. These are our Wendy's is changing the game from this to a breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast. Who says you can't have a Baconator for breakfast? Don't just grab a coffee. Grab a Frosty Chino instead. And forget that frozen folded egg stuff. All of these have fresh cracked eggs. One bite and it'll be your new favorite. Guaranteed. Try your new favorite today. We'll even deliver it. Order by 10 a.m.
They've got 2 timeouts left, 1:15 on the clock. They can throw to the sidelines and get out of bounds. They can occasionally throw down the middle and get up on the ball quickly.
They'll send Waynick and Jackson to the far side. Harrell, the receiver, to the near side. Eli Archer in as the up back. Laco play action, roll out to the left, looking downfield and throws incomplete, short of the intended receiver, Devin Jackson.
Nakin Harrell was wide open down the seam on the hash mark at about 9-yard depth. He was maybe at the 25-yard line, and Laco couldn't get turned around to see him.
Interesting play call there with a little bit of kind of a waggle motion there. We'll bring Montez Tubbs in here, so looking to spread it out here on 2nd down and 10 with just a minute 08 to go in the first half. Huntington trails 21-0. So they go trips to the far side, Waynick, Jackson, and Tubbs, and then Harrell, the receiver, the near side. As Laco takes a snap, straight drop back, looks to his man in the flat. That time he gets hit big by Lawton, but not the Lawton you'd expect necessary.
Yeah, Zimmarian Lawton. He goes by Mari, M-A-R-I. Just a sophomore. He's bigger than his brother was at the same age. He's 6'3", 235 right now. His brother, 6'2", 245. So keep an eye on that youngster the next couple of years.
Play takes about 5 seconds off the clock, so it'll be 3rd down and 10 with a minute 03 to go. Huntington with it at the South Charleston 34-yard
And Huntington's going to have to take another timeout. The play clock is at 2-1, and Billy Seals takes it from the sideline.
So we'll take a quick break here. Listen to Highlander football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
1:03 to go in the first half. Highlanders have it at the South Charleston 34. Laco and the shotgun nearly got, and they probably did here.
Yeah.
So that would give Huntington 5 here, make it 3rd and 5.
That's a little more workable, that's for sure. That makes coaches crazy, though. And we've seen it happen to Huntington this year quite a bit in the early part of the season, and you could just see Billy Seals like, come on, guys. That's the second one against the Black Eagles. They've got 4 penalties for minus 35 yards. Huntington with 3 for minus 30, so just about even there.
So I'll move the ball to the South Charleston 29. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for Huntington. Laco comes into the huddle with the play here. Trailing 21-0, but the Highlanders do get the ball to start the second half, so touchdown drive here gets you right back in the ball game. Huntington will send 3 to the wide side, 1 to the near on 3rd down. Laco play action will look to run and didn't find much room. There's Lawton again in on the tackle.
Yeah, down on the bottom of the pile was the other big man on the end, Zyke Lawton. I mean, what a good player he is. Made a tackle there that, had he got past that first line, might have gone for a long, but he gets nothing on it.
So clock rolling here, under 40 seconds, coming up on 30 to go in the first half. Huntington will go for it here, 4th down and 5. Laco in the gun. 2 receivers to each side. Felder the back here. Laco straight drop. Looks over the middle. He's got his man in stride. Caught. And Devin Jackson's going to take it in for a Highlander touchdown.
That was a beautiful play right down the middle. I've been talking about they play the safety so deep. Somebody should be open in that area. Jackson made the first man miss and outran the safety to the end zone.
So Huntington gets on the board here now, 21-6. Nathan Young will attempt the extra point to make it 21-7 if it's good here. 16 seconds to go in the first half.
Huge play. I mean, it picks Huntington up, plus they get the ball to start the second half.
Young's extra point is right through the middle, and it's 21-7 here. 16 seconds to go, and Woody, I mean, things weren't looking great there on 4th down and 5, but Laco quickly gets the ball out to Jackson, and if you get him the ball, he can usually make.
If you're enjoying tonight's free broadcast of Huntington High School football, please consider making a donation to Huntington High School Sports Boosters. High school football ticket admissions cover the cost of many other high school sports programs. Due to the attendance restrictions from COVID-19, your support is more important than ever before. Please donate at paypal.com/HHSBoosters or click on the link in the Facebook post. Thanks, and go Highlanders.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text.
The Jackson family has really done it well here.
So Huntington will kick it away with 16 seconds, trailing South Charleston 21-7, but big momentum play there heading into halftime.
Johnny I kicking off again for Huntington. Deep man's 11, Kenny. Pop-up kick.
Kenny will field it.
Number 1 I got.
Jackson actually fields it across the 20 and out to about the 25.
Good job on special teams there. Number 13, Noah Waynick, and number 8 for Huntington, Mikey Johnson. He had the long interception return for a touchdown against the Beckley team. 9.5 seconds. These guys can beat you here, so you cannot go to sleep.
Definitely. It'd be a risky play call here, but, I mean, South Charleston's already shown a little bit of risky play calling in terms of liking to throw it deep here, and they're going to spread them out. Trips to the far side, 2 receivers in the near. Dunn in the shotgun, and South Charleston will throw. We'll throw a quick little screen underneath. It's complete by E-Step, but E-Step is brought down by Jonathan Jackson.
Really good open field tackle there.
And that will do it for the first half of play. So Huntington gets a score before halftime, but now trails 21-7. You're listening. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the halftime show. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Today's broadcast is presented in part by Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Since 1950, the team at Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has proudly served the Kanawha Valley and surrounding areas. McKinney Family Chiropractic. McKinney Family Chiropractic provides safe and effective treatment that will help eliminate pain and get you fully functional again.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe is born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
In these uncertain times, it's reassuring that our county has a sheriff like Mike Rutherford. Here's what your neighbors have to say about our sheriff.
He supports local law enforcement. It doesn't matter
what uniform you're wearing, Sheriff Rutherford will support you. He's taking care of his guys, his deputies. He's gotten them equipment, pay raises, and has really got the vision on where the Sheriff's Department should go for the future.
My commitment to you is to protect you and your family.
Please vote for Mike Rutherford.
Woodrum here at Bob Saint Stadium. Woody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Highlander marching band. Directed by Brian Dunphy and Rebecca Atkins. Fantastic job, young people.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
If you're enjoying tonight's free broadcast of Huntington High School football, please consider making a donation to Huntington High School Sports Boosters. High school football ticket admissions cover the cost of many other high school sports programs. Due to the attendance restrictions from COVID-19, your support is more important than ever before. Please donate at paypal.com/HHSboosters or click on the link in the Facebook post. Thanks, and go Highlanders!
Looking for fair prices, professional service, and the most customer-friendly shop in the tri-state? Then Freedom Gun & Pawn in Lavallette is your kind of place. Freedom Gun & Pawn has the best selection of new, pre-owned, and vintage firearms, plus a large stock of ammo and accessories. Freedom Gun & Pawn is everything you want in a gun and pawn shop. Freedom Gun & Pawn, proud to support our local high schools and communities. Across from Food Fair in Lavallette, online at freedomgunandpawn.com.
Are you nervous? I trust Huntington Federal. I believe in them, and I think they believe in us.
There it is. Hey, David.
Well, are you both together?
We're sitting here in front of our new dream home.
Well, I think we just made your dreams come true. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
Huntington Federal, making dreams come true.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
This is going to be America's favorite breakfast. They just don't know it yet.
These are a few of my favorite
Wendy's is changing the game from this to a breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast. Who says you can't have a Baconator for breakfast? Don't just grab a coffee. Grab a Frosty Chino instead. And forget that frozen folded egg stuff. All of these have fresh cracked eggs. One bite and it'll be your new favorite. Guaranteed. Try your new favorite today. We'll even deliver it. Order by 10 a.m.
In these uncertain times, it's reassuring that our county has a sheriff like Mike Rutherford. Here's what your neighbors have to say about our sheriff.
He supports local law enforcement. It doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing, Sheriff Rutherford will support you. He's taking care of his guys, his deputies. He's gotten them equipment, pay raises, and has really got the vision on where the sheriff's department should go for the future.
My commitment to you is to protect you and your family.
Please vote for Mike Rutherford.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe is born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Today's broadcast is presented in part by Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Since 1950, the team at Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has proudly served the Kanawha Valley and surrounding areas. McKinney Family Chiropractic. McKinney Family Chiropractic provides safe and effective treatment that will help eliminate pain and get you fully functional again.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
This is Huntington High School head football coach Billy Seals, and my players are awesome. Through the example of athletics with character, integrity, perseverance, our young men are good role models for the community of Huntington, and we're looking forward to all that they do on and off the field for our program. Cowboy County Schools, #BeAwesome.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Since 1950, the team at Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has proudly served the Kanawha Valley and surrounding areas. McKinney Family Chiropractic. McKinney Family Chiropractic provides safe and effective treatment that will help eliminate pain and get you fully functional again.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe is born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
In these uncertain times, it's reassuring that our county has a sheriff like Mike Rutherford. Here's what your neighbors have to say about our sheriff.
He supports local law enforcement. It doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing, Sheriff Rutherford will support you. He's taking care of his guys, his deputies. He's gotten them equipment, pay raises, and has really got the vision on where the Sheriff's Department should go for the future.
My commitment to you is to protect you and your family.
Please vote for Mike Rutherford.
Let's look at some scores for you real quickly, and let's start at college football where a number of games are going on right now. Florida International out of Conference USA got the first field goal, but Jacksonville State out of FBS leads 13-3. That game is just starting the third quarter. Tulsa in the American is at South Florida, and they lead the Bulls 21-6 in that game. About 1:30 until halftime. The Big Ten opener, Wisconsin hosting Illinois. Can't believe no people at Camp Randall Stadium. That doesn't even seem possible, Nick. What a great place to go see a game when it's full. But Wisconsin seems to be playing through it. 14-0 as they're midway through the second quarter. And UAB is leading, now tied with Louisiana. They had a 3-0 lead. The Raging Cajuns have gotten a field goal to tie that up. And if you didn't stay for it last night, 45-17, Appalachian State moved to 3-1 in the Sun Belt as they beat Arkansas State. Don't forget the Herd plays tomorrow, 2:30 for the homecoming game at Marshall. Number 22 in one poll, 25 in the other, and number 10 in the Sports Illustrated poll. Finally, in baseball, the Dodgers have a big third inning, and as they go to the bottom of the third, the Dodgers lead the Rays 3-0. It's 1-1 in that series. Okay, in AAA football tonight, it's AA number 1, Sissonville, tied with Greenbrier East, who's number 11 in AAA, 21-21 at halftime. Spring Valley's at Bridgeport, and right now the Valley is up big, 28-10 in the fourth quarter. That would be Bridgeport's first loss of the year. Riverside will be at St. Albans tomorrow, there by the bridge. Parkersburg, number 13, leads number 10, John Marshall, 33-0 in the third quarter. Number 14, Princeton, is shutting out Lincoln County, 40-0 at halftime. Number 15, Ripley, is up 21-7 over AA Shady Spring. That game's in the third quarter. Washington, number 16 in the rankings, came out and had an early lead, but Jefferson has come back, and the 2 and 4 Jefferson team now leads 26-21 in the fourth quarter. Most of those games started at 7 that are in the fourth. Morgantown leads Lindsley Military Academy. No one played Lindsley Military because they were a military school and they could recruit players. For years they haven't played them. It's been very successful for Wheeling Park, Morgantown, and others. Morgantown leads Lindsley 32-20. They're in the third quarter. University leads Preston 28-0. That game's at halftime. And GW all over Beckley down in the Coalfields tonight, 38-14 in the third quarter. See if we can find a couple of double A's. Winfield is 0-3. Hurricane has really slipped of late. They're down to 2-2 in AAA, and they've fallen to number 17. Well, that's a big number tonight because Winfield is tied in the fourth quarter with Hurricane at 17. 17 go Generals, by the way, from Woody Woodrum. Yes, Polka and Buffalo got forfeits this week. Scott can't play, so they got forfeits. Now, Buffalo out of single A also beat Wayne earlier this week, 42-6. Trying to find some of the other local schools here and see what they're doing. Nitro lost at number 1 Sissonville on Monday. And, of course, Sissonville's tied with Greenbrier East, 69-26. Buffalo is at Midland Trail on Saturday as well. Nick, that's about it for the local schools. I was going to see if we could find another one, but that's about it. AA Logan plays at Richwood tomorrow, too. Herbert Hoover's trailing Moorfield 21-15 at the halftime. So, a lot of games on Friday, Saturday, Monday. It's almost full-time football all the time anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with everything schedule-wise.
Yeah.
All sorts of games being played in high school, which you don't typically see that.
We see some crossover, but usually it's like a single A goes to a double A. Very seldom do we see double A's play at triple A's because of the disparity in kids and everything. But we've seen a lot of that this year, and double A, quite frankly, has done pretty well against the triple A's.
Got to do what you got to do to get a game in 2020 here.
Yep, yep.
Huntington will return the second half kickoff here. Trailing 21-7, Devin Jackson with the touchdown right before halftime gets the Highlanders on the board. South Charleston will kick it away here. Short kick, fielded by, I think that might be Mikey Johnson.
Might be, or Jonathan Jack. Let's see who comes up. No, you know what? David Bradshaw, for the first time this year, he's had 4 balls bounce off of him on onside kicks. Huntington got to most of them, but that time he caught it at the 30 and ran it out to the 41. So good for you, David.
Yeah, Huntington has pretty good field position here to start the second half, trailing 21-7, but the Highlanders have been competitive here against the number 1 team in AAA, South Charleston, and have a chance here to make it a 1-score ball game if they can put something together on this drive. Locko in the shotgun here. 2 receivers in the near side. Now they'll sprint Rogers out. Locko will go right up the middle on the QB keeper. Runs for about 9, fights forward, might have the first down.
Very near. Depends on where the spot is. Good stop there by Lawton, number 33. Ziake Lawton. Such a good player, but it is a first down, 10 yards on the first carry.
Moving it now into South Charleston territory to the 49, so nice run by Gavin Locko, a little bit different play design there too. Bring Rogers out there in motion, Woody and keep it right up the middle.
Locko was the number 4 rusher this week in the MSAC, number 1 passer based on yardage, although the youngster across the way, Trey Dunn, breathing down his neck.
Played a few more games, so that's certainly helping him, but definitely a good first season for Gavin Locko here. Rogers up the middle. He scampers forward for close to a first down.
Yeah, Dean wrapped him up after he was tripped up by number 34, Jason Barnett.
It's another Highlander first down, so down to the 39-yard line goes Huntington.
So back-to-back 10-yard carries start the second half. Billy Seals got to be pleased with that.
Locko runs in from the sideline here, second half. 21-7, South Charleston, but Huntington driving into Black Eagles territory here. First and 10 from the South Charleston 39. Ball on the far hash. Waynick, the receiver to the far side. 2 receivers here to the near side. Felder now in at back. He'll go in motion. Locko will keep running left.
Big hit there by number 6, Caden Davis. The linebacker read that play, immediately hit him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, he pretty much guessed the same thing coming after the opposite motion with Felder that time and stuffed it for no gain on the play, so it'll be second down at 10.
That's 7 carries for 24 yards. Leading rusher is the quarterback, Gavin Locko.
15 on the play clock as Locko runs into the huddle. Huntington will have to go quickly here.
He's been over here talking to Brandon Castle, the offensive coordinator. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just gets it off.
Locko, straight drop back, lobs it towards the sideline, but it falls incomplete. Intended for Harrell on the near side.
Yeah, you know, he was open. The corner thought he had a play on. I'm not really sure that Kevin Tinsley could get to the ball. He'd had to gone right through Nakian Harrell.
This will be third down and 10 for the Highlanders after 2 10-yard rushes to begin the second half. Have it third and 10 from the 39 of South Charleston.
We haven't seen Locko running to the sidelines to get plays all season. It seems odd in the 7th game that he's having to do that. And they get up the line again with just 6 seconds on the clock.
Locko looks over the sideline, now bobbles the snap. Fires intercepted, sailed it over the intended receiver. Montez Tubbs will make the tackle.
Yeah, Shalik Kinney was the guy, and there was no chance for the receiver to catch that ball. He threw off the back foot, sailed it way over the head of his receivers, and leads to the interception. Kinney just, all he had to do was catch the ball.
Yeah, had about 2 receivers in the area, but that pass, as you mentioned, well over the head there. So Kinney able to get a pretty easy interception and now set up South Charleston here with pretty good field position.
No doubt at the 46-yard line.
Trips to the far side for the Black Eagles. Dunn in the shotgun. Play action pass quickly caught by Estep.
Over the middle, David Bradshaw's on top of him. Gets some help from Smith and from Devin Jackson.
So bring it to about 2nd and 1 here on the play. 2nd and 2. After the 8-yard pickup by Estep.
At the Huntington 46 now.
Dunn will give it to Keeney running right. He sheds off one tackler and finds a hole up the middle.
David Bradshaw along with Scout Arthur on the stop.
So Kenny gets the first down into Highlander territory to the 43-yard line. Trips to the near side for Dunn in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, straight drop back at it, looking deep down the right sideline. Flag comes in, pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like that Felder maybe had a hold of Dean down there.
So that'll most likely be pass interference here and move the ball even further into Huntington territory here. Was running pretty well down there, but then got a hold of Dean, and that results in a penalty.
Yeah, you've got to watch when the pass is underthrown, and we saw that happen against Huntington last week when Devin Jackson came back and caught a ball, but it moves the ball all the way to the 28-yard line, and another first down for South Charleston.
8:45 to go here in the third quarter. South Charleston leading 21-7, looking to extend that lead on this drive. Huntington shows blitz here on 1st and 10 from the 28. Dunn, straight drop back, rolls out to the right, chucks one downfield towards the end zone, caught, touchdown.
Felder saying he was out of bounds. The official says he wasn't. Kenny comes up with the touchdown grab.
Yeah, great grab there.
Yeah.
I believe he definitely got 1 foot in there on the sideline. I mean, it was close, but.
Yeah. Amari Felder thought he was out of bounds, but, maybe that's more hope than reality.
Looking at our replay here, looks like a touchdown. So
yeah, nice catch by Kenny over there, though.
Extra point here for South Charleston to extend the lead to 28-7. Edwards on to attempt the extra point. He's had one blocked and had a low kick. That one low again, but
just gets
through once again, and it's 28-7 here. South Charleston leading Huntington. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
When Americans needed a car that worked harder than a car, we built them a truck. And they used our trucks to build interstates and industries and communities, livelihoods and neighborhoods. Americans needed vehicles worthy of who they are and what they can do. So, we built them a truck.
This is Huntington High School head football coach Billy Seals, and my players are awesome. Through the example of athletics with character, integrity, perseverance, our young men are good role models for the community of Huntington. And we're looking forward to all that they do on and off the field for our program. Cabell County Schools, #be awesome.
It's Tyree Smith.
Welcome back to Bob Sain Stadium. Short kick here. Tyree Smith fights forward to about the 47-yard line. Huntington will start here down 28-7. You're listening to Highlander Football on WRVC Huntington, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Highlanders with the football here to begin this drive, trailing 28-7 after the interception by Kenny. South Charleston extends the lead here with the first score of the second half. Nice touchdown catch.
Nice return there, 13 yards by Tyree Smith, who also is a tight end on offense, although he doesn't play there much.
So Huntington will spread out South Charleston here with a 4-receiver set on 1st down and 10. Clarence Rogers the back. Lacko takes the snap, fakes it to Rogers, now runs left and fights forward. Tackled by Lawton. Across the 45-yard line goes Gavin Lacko, the sophomore quarterback.
Zyke Lawton, he's just making plays everywhere, but a nice pickup on 1st down of 7 yards by Gavin Lacko. That gives him 31 yards on 8 carries.
So into South Charleston territory to the 45-yard line goes Laco. Second down.
Really needs to drive here with a score or something. They're down 21 now.
10 on the play clock here. Second down and 3. Rogers runs left. He's stopped in the backfield.
Yeah, good tackle from behind by number 34, Jason Barnett. Came from the middle of the field, was where he was lined up, and made the tackle in the backfield at around the 46-yard line. I don't know. They might give Rogers the original line of scrimmage. They do, so it goes down as a 0 yardage. It's been tough for him tonight. I mean, he's got 6 carries for 18 yards, but he really didn't practice till yesterday after being out for 3 weeks.
Just really good to see him back on the field
Yes.
after the hit he took. And Laka will take the snap, throw over the middle, pass is deflected and falls incomplete. Jackson and Waynick in the area.
Went right through Waynick's hands off the tip by somebody. I'm not sure whether it was a Huntington player or a South Charleston player that tipped it.
So 4th down, Huntington will punt. Arthur punting it away here. Davis standing back at the 29, but now they'll send Anthony Jackson back there deep.
Well, you know, if you're going to run a fake punt, this might be the place. South Charleston's all stacked up on the line. They only rush one, though.
Arthur sends a high,
Good
booming punt. Bounces about the 14 and dips out at about the 6. So.
Great punt that time. 39 yards, no return inside the 10.
Yeah, Arthur's been solid tonight. I mean, obviously he had the one bad punt, but since then he's had 2 really good ones.
Yeah. That's his second punt inside the 20 coming into this. He'd only done that once this season.
28-7, 6:38 to go here in the third quarter of play. Injury on the field for South Charleston, it looks like on the far side.
Yeah. Maybe 6. I can kind of see the back. That would be Caden Davis. Or he's not only, an inside linebacker for this team, but he calls the defense. So he's the guy that looks to the coordinator, gets the call they want to be in. That would be a big loss for this team. Somebody else would have to step up there and do what he does. I mean, Hunter Withrow has played quite a bit, but outside of that, Jeremiah Gibson has a couple of tackles, and the other 3 backup linebackers have 1 tackle each. So this would be a huge loss to their defense.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break here. It looks like this might be a little while here on the injury. So Huntington trailing South Charleston 28-7. You're listening to Highlander football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
This is going to be America's favorite breakfast. They just don't know it yet.
These are a few of my favorite
Wendy's is changing the game from this to a breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast. Who says you can't have a Baconator for breakfast? Don't just grab a coffee. Grab a Frosty Chino instead. And forget that frozen folded egg stuff. All of these have fresh cracked eggs. One bite and it'll be your new favorite. Guaranteed. Try your new favorite today. We'll even deliver it. Order by 10 a.m.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Welcome back to Bob Sain Stadium. Huntington trailing South Charleston here 28-7. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum, happy to have you with us. Players still down on the far side for South Charleston.
Are out there now. At every game we've got an EMT ambulance down there. And they were saying as we look at the replay by our friends here on the video, it's really nice to be able to see that. And they say it looked like he fell and possibly broke his arm. Now, it could be a dislocation too or whatever. But that's a bad injury for anybody, especially a linebacker. He could possibly with a cast, maybe come back in a few weeks. But, the playoffs start there the second week of November. So, and as I said, Caden Davis came into this game, 17 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, forced a fumble, 6 foot, 200-pound junior that calls the defense on every play. So he's a very key player, obviously, for their defensive schemes. And I'm sure Coach Donnie May is more worried right now about exactly how badly one of his players is hurt. They'll have to think about the other things down the road. But let's check scoreboards here on the high school games and update you on AAA. It looks like that they're in the third quarter. It's still Greenbrier East, the number 11 team in AAA, holding off number 1 Sissonville from AA, 21-21 in the third. We've also got Parkersburg now up with John Marshall, 47-0. John Marshall was the number 10 team at 5-2. I'm not sure they deserved that ranking. Parkersburg's kind of showing that tonight. Parkersburg was 13 coming in. Princeton is in the third quarter. They continue to lead Lincoln County 40-0. Ripley up on Shady Spring out AA, 21-7, third quarter in that game. Jefferson, Washington still having a good battle in the Eastern Panhandle, 32-29. Jefferson leads Washington that game in the fourth quarter. Morgantown has suddenly seen Lindsley Academy come alive. The military guys have put some scores together, and in the fourth quarter, it's Morgantown 32, Lindsley 27, also University 28-0, and GW leading at Beckley 38-14 third quarter, and we hear the crowd giving him a round of applause.
Yeah, player now on the stretcher, I guess you could call it. Or
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to see him setting up. They've got the helmet off of him, so it's obviously nothing to do with his neck or spine. That's always the first thing you want to eliminate when anybody goes down. He is kind of cradling the one arm. It's kind of hard to see. Huntington's players and coaches and all of South Charleston's players have kind of gathered around him. That's great to see. I mean, this is a hotly contested game, and South Charleston's trying to get their first win in 5 games against Spring Valley and hang on that number 1 ranking. And Huntington's trying to get back into the game, and you don't want to see anybody get hurt enough they have to be taken out. But it does look like possibly an air cast or something is on that arm. So. But
hard to tell.
Yeah, Caden Davis is going to go visit Cabell Huntington Hospital, where he'll get great care over there. And South Charleston, the team, as soon as they get him off the field here, will start from back at the 7 line after a super punt by Scout Arthur. Davis does not play on offense, so it won't make any change to this outstanding South Charleston defense.
So South Charleston will take over here from their own 7-yard line. Dean the back here. Dunn in the gun with Dean to his left. Trips receivers to the near side. 1 receiver to the far side. Dunn will fire it over the middle, complete to Eastep. Eastep has a first down and more. Waynick brings him down across the 25-yard line.
That's a big play coming out of your 7-yard line to get all the way out over the 25. Officials are talking, though. May have had a flag down.
Yeah, it looks like there was a flag here on the near side, so this might be coming back. They're going to wave off the flag.
So a 21-yard gain puts the ball out at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
So move the Black Eagles out to the 28, 1st and 10 now. 6:30 to go here in this third quarter. South Charleston leading Huntington 28-7.
Looked like on that last play maybe David Bradshaw was trying to cover and Jaden A-step just a little bit too much speed. Safety, Waynick had to make the tackle.
Huntington with 7 guys in the box. They'll give it to Dean. Good push by Scott. And Dean fights forward across the line of scrimmage to about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, he'll pick up about 3. Smith and Bradshaw team up for another tackle, as they often do.
So it'll be second down.
2nd and 6. Officially, they give him forward to the 32.
2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Dunn lines up here. Takes the snap. Under some pressure, fires, has a wide open man over the middle, caught in stride. It's Donovan Davis. Davis makes a nice juke move. Davis might take this one all the way. 20, 10, 5. He can score that one. Donovan Davis, what a play. Another explosive play by the South Charleston offense. Extends the lead now to 34-7. Donovan Davis making Highlanders miss on that catch and run.
Yeah, that he absolutely juked Devin Jackson off of his feet. And then they double-teamed the safety, I think was Feller. He had 2 receivers blocking him, and he was able to cut across the field and get it into the end zone. And this is starting to look a little bit too much like we were afraid it might be for Huntington tonight.
Edwards on to attempt the extra point. South Charleston with a lot of big plays in this ball game.
Dean's been the main guy with a couple of long touchdowns.
Extra point is good, so with 5:27 to go, South Charleston leads Huntington 35-7. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Looking for fair prices, professional service, and the most customer-friendly shop in the tri-state? Then Freedom Gun & Pawn in Lavalette is your kind of place. Freedom Gun & Pawn has the best selection of new, pre-owned, and vintage firearms, plus a large stock of ammo and accessories. Freedom Gun & Pawn is everything you want in a gun and pawn shop. Freedom Gun & Pawn, proud to support our local high schools and communities. Across from Food Fair in Lavalette, online at freedomgunandpawn.com.
When Americans needed a car that worked harder than a car, we built them a truck. And they used our trucks to build interstates and industries and communities, livelihoods and neighborhoods. Americans needed vehicles worthy of who they are and what they can do. So, we built them a truck.
Welcome back to Bob Sands Stadium. Flowers sends a short kick.
David Bradshaw again.
Yeah, Bradshaw across the 45 out to about midfield. So Huntington again has good field position here. It's 35-7 South Charleston. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum here on the call. Highlander football.
So Bradshaw with a great return there, and on a guy that normally does that. He gets the ball all the way to the South Charleston 48-yard line, so a return of about 22 yards.
Yeah, South Charleston seems pretty committed to not letting Huntington get its return guys the football, but Huntington's had good field position pretty much all of the second half, but unable to do much with it so far. 5:20 to go here in the third quarter. Locko in the shotgun. He'll keep running right. Cuts back up the middle, across the 45.
Good blocking by the freshman left guard, Robbie Martin, who got the start last 2 weeks. And he made a very nice move and helped his quarterback pick up about 4 yards on that first play. 9 carries for 35 yards. Locko is the leading rusher for Huntington.
So second down, it's 6 for the Highlanders from the 44. Play clock rolling down to 12 for Huntington here. Locko lines up in the gun again. 2 receivers on the near side. Play action, roll out to Eli Archer. Nice play here. Archer has the first down across the 40. Down to about the 36-yard line goes Eli Archer on the reception. Another first down here for Huntington.
Number 5, Kevin Tinsley, one of the cornerbacks, had to make that tackle on the big tight end. That's the first time in any game that he's caught 2 passes in the same game. So a 9-yard gain there.
We'll mark it at the 35, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35 for Huntington. Ball in the near hash, working from left to right. Highlanders in the all-gold uniforms tonight. The green helmets, gold logo on the side. Laco in the pistol formation. Sends Montez Tubbs in motion from right to left. Takes the snap. Gives it up the middle. Big hole for Amari Felder. 1st down. Moore sheds off one tackler inside the 20 and brought down. Goes Amari Felder on the run.
Mondrell Dean, the inside linebacker, makes the tackle. But that play up the middle has been the most consistent gainer for Huntington all night long. As it moves down to the 17-yard line, a gain of 18 on that play for Amari Felder.
Felder showing the explosiveness really all season, but in particular the last game against Winfield had a really nice game.
5 carries for 41 tonight. That's an 8-yard per carry average.
1st and 10. Laco will fake it to Felder. He goes up the middle inside the 15 and brought down.
33, Lawton making the stop. The guy that thought he had him in the backfield was number 8, came on the blitz that time, Joseph McAllister. Laco managed to sidestep him in the backfield and take the ball down to about the 12-yard line. So a pickup of 5.
So Huntington continues to find some holes in the South Charleston defense, but so far it's only resulted in 7 points. Laco in the offense, though, at the South Charleston 15. Laco's under center here with Eli Archer, the up back. With Clarence Rogers, the back in the backfield. Yeah, it is Rogers up the middle, and Rogers fights forward inside the 10 to about the 9.
Number 33, Lawton makes a stop again.
We'll mark it right at the 10, so it'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, give him the 9. Picks up about 3 there, so 3rd and 2. Tell you what, this is an outstanding defense. This is better defense than I saw, because St. Albans was hard to judge. They just weren't very good. But they have withstood just about everything Huntington's had to throw at them.
Laco again under center here with 2 receivers to the far side, one running back in the backfield. Looks like, again, South Charleston jumps off sides.
Well, Dean had dropped back by the safety, and then he walked up like he was going to rush and got excited and off sides. Half distance penalty will move it down to about the 4-yard line, 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's been one thing that the South Charleston defense has kind of struggled with. It feels like that's been about 3 times.
They've had 3 in a row. As a matter of fact, that's their last 3 penalties. 5 for -40. I know Donnie May will not be happy with that. All sides is not a collision-type penalty.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Again, Laco under center here with Rogers the back behind him. Harrell goes in motion from left to right. Pitch play to Rogers. He bounces it outside and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maury Lawton on the tackle along with Dean.
I know that it's easier to see up here. Had he cut that inside, the blocking had opened a hole on the seam, and he wasn't able to get there. He loses a yard, as a matter of fact, on the play. 8 carries for 20 yards in his first game back. But the hole was there. It's just up to the back to find that hole in their blocking scheme.
Minute 35 to go. Huntington again here, 2nd down and goal. Laco now in the pistol formation. 1 receiver each side. Here's an option play, it looked like initially. Now they'll throw it to the corner of the end zone for Eli Archer, and it falls incomplete.
Not sure why the referee let number 8, Joseph McAllister, get away with a punch in the back after the ball had already hit the ground. He kind of punched the big tight end for Huntington. That's Eli Archer, shoved him in the back. But these teams have a pretty fierce rivalry, to tell the truth.
Interesting play design there. Kind of looked like a speed option initially, and then roll back the other way and try to hit Archer on the corner route.
I always love throwing the tight end down around the goal. It's just a great play. It's hard for linebackers to cover tight end. Huntington has to burn a timeout here.
Yeah, a little bit of a struggle to get the play in here tonight, and Huntington takes a timeout. 35-7 minutes, 21 to go. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington. A fun, casual joint.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of
in the third quarter, 35-7 South Charleston. Gavin Locko and the Highlanders in the pistol formation here on 3rd and goal. Locko play action, rolls out to the left. Now comes back to the right side. He's got some room. Inside the 5, dives for the pylon. Touchdown, Huntington. What a run by Gavin Locko. He started rolling to the left, then came back to his right and had a wide open lane, and he scores it for the Huntington and gets the Highlanders back within a few scores here.
I think originally that play was supposed to, he was going to roll left, and Scout Arthur had a couple steps, but he had a rush. One of the Lawton brothers were coming, so he cut it back to the right. A couple guys got blocks downfield, and he dove for the pylon. Great run by Locko for a touchdown.
Young will come on to attempt the extra point. Huntington trailing 35-13. Extra point is good, so it's 35-14 with 1:13 to go here in the third quarter. And Woody, again, Huntington moving the football here and there. Able to get some points after a pretty good drive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they drove that ball pretty much right down the throats of the young men from South Charleston, and but that's great individual play. I mean, he had pressure. He was rolling left, comes back to the right. South Charleston is one of the few teams in the MSAC that has enough speed to shut that play down. But Locko had a full head of steam. He was cutting toward the corner, and as he dove for it, you just knew he was determined to get it in. I don't think anybody hit him until he was at the pylon, and a great play. And as I said, a couple of guys peeled off. I could see Brody Sipple. I could see Josh Polly. They were down here on the right side, and they got a couple blocks that helped get him in the end zone.
It's kind of a wild play there, and Huntington gets on the board. Here's short kick by Johnny Ii is fielded at the 26, and across the 30-yard line goes Dean on the return.
Yeah, he kind of lost his footing there. He looked like he thought he was going to get a little more yardage than that from about the 25 to the he fell down about the 31. James Safford was there for the tackle as well, but his feet kind of slid out and under him.
1 minute, 9 seconds to go here in the third. Huntington trails 35-14 to South Charleston. The South Charleston offense back out on the field, and so far, Woody, they've been very impressive.
Yes.
The ability to get the football down the field. Dunn in the pistol formation, Dean the back behind him. Actually, it's not Dean this time. It's to be 15, I believe, so that would be Miller.
That's the younger Emilio Miller, who played well, they said, last year for the middle school team. Great stop there, single tackle by James Scott. Flag on the play. Face mask is what it looks like the initial call is going to be against Huntington. Don't know whether it's looks like it'll be the 5-yard variety. So now it should be first and about 6 to go here because they got the ball up to the 35.
Right. So shotgun formation, trips to the far side. Good pressure here by Huntington. Dunn rolls out to the right. He's being chased by Garrett. Somehow finds a man downfield. I believe it's Estep on the far side for a first down. It was Estep on the catch.
He's taken down by Marquise Tubbs and David Bradshaw. What a great play.
It looked like it was going to be nothing, and all of a sudden, Dunn finds Estep, and he's been really impressive tonight. Dunn, they're using his legs to extend the play and find Estep downfield. So 1st and 10 for South Charleston at midfield.
15 yards on that gain, third catch of the game for 29 yards for Estep.
Jackson, Estep, and Davis here to the near side. Miscommunication there with Miller, and he still gets back to the line. Scott in on the tackle.
Down on the bottom of the pile was number 2, Donovan Garrett, sophomore defensive end.
Final few seconds rolling off the clock here in the third quarter, but we have a player injured. Another player for South Charleston down.
Mercy.
At midfield. Hard to tell who it is.
I was trying to see if the running back, 15, was, he's the one guy I can't find right now, so just be guessing here.
So we're getting confirmation that it is 15 down on the field. So Miller, the freshman, there on that play, kind of had an awkward handoff between him and the quarterback, and then tried to fight forward. Did get back to the line of scrimmage, I believe, after it looked like nothing was going to happen there.
A couple guys were in on the tackle with Donovan Garrett, and not sure, what exactly the damage would be, but no, we're getting very near to the third quarter being over as well. GW up at Beckley now 45-14 in the third quarter of that game. Morgantown back up on Lindsley by 2 touchdowns, 54-40 in the fourth quarter of that game. Ripley leads Shady Spring 28-7 in the fourth quarter. It's Princeton leading Lincoln County 40-0 third quarter. Parkersburg beating John Marshall to death, 54-14 in the fourth quarter. And Sissonville, Greenbrier East are still tied, 35-35 in the third quarter. Check the baseball score real quickly. Dodgers up 5-0 in the top of the fifth, still batting. And over in football, it is 16-10, Jacksonville State over FIU. It's Tulsa leading South Florida in the third, 21-6. Wisconsin leads Illinois at halftime, 28-7. And UAB leads the Raging Cajuns, 13-10 at the half.
So Miller able to get off the field here. And
that's good to see, although it means Dean comes back in. That might be tough on the Huntington defense.
So it'll be 2nd down, 10 here for South Charleston. Man goes in motion. Dean gets the carry running right, and Huntington stops him.
Great tackle there. Tyree Smith and Scout Archer team up to bring down Dean.
That'll be the final play here in the third quarter, so we'll take a quick break. Huntington trails South Charleston 35-14. You're listening to Highlander football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
In these uncertain times, it's reassuring that our county has a sheriff like Mike Rutherford. Here's what your neighbors have to say about our sheriff.
He supports local law enforcement. It doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing, Sheriff Rutherford will support you. He's taking care of his guys, his deputies. He's gotten them equipment, pay raises, and has really got the vision on where the Sheriff's Department should go for the future.
My commitment to you is to protect you and your family.
Please vote for Mike Rutherford.
Are you nervous? I trust Huntington Federal. I believe in them, and I think they believe in us.
There it is. Hey, David.
Well, are you both together?
We're sitting here in front of our new dream home.
Well, I think we just made your dreams come true. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
Huntington Federal, making dreams come true.
35-14, South Charleston leading Huntington here at Bob Stain Stadium. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum here on the call. South Charleston has it on their own 49-yard line, 3rd down and 11 for the Black Eagles. Dunn will pass here. Straight drop back, now steps up looking to run. Dunn's got some room, but slides down smartly. There's Donovan Garrett and Tyree Smith.
Noah Waynick as well, all waiting to get a shot on the quarterback. But he takes the 5 yards, and it's 4th and 6. And you would think they'd probably go here.
It looks like they're going to.
They're at the 47 of Huntington.
I mean, pretty much have given Huntington good field position all second half on short kicks, and so far have held well on defense. Trips formation to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side, and Dunn will chuck it down. Field for Kinney, jump ball, and the pass falls incomplete.
Good job. Big rush put on by number 50, James Scott, and great coverage by Tubbs downfield.
Montez Tubbs in coverage there on Kinney, and Kinney's already made some big plays tonight, so sophomore stepping up there defensively, and Huntington will take over on downs, on the turnover on downs, with 11:13 to go here in this 4th quarter. Chance to make it a 2-score game here, trailing 35-14, so Huntington not out of it yet.
So a flag down on South Charleston on that play, which is obviously declined, so Huntington gets the ball at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
Back comes the Highlander offense onto the field. Gavin Lacco breaks the huddle. We'll send to the wide side, to the near. Jackson and Waynick here to the near side. Lacco takes the snap, drops back, rolls out to the right now under some pressure, cuts back towards the middle, and this time he's sacked. That was big 44 Withrow with the sack.
And Withrow in there for Caden Davis, who was injured. That time, a great block by Rogers to spring him to the right, but when he cut back left, he cut right back into the teeth of the defenders, and he loses all the way back to the 41-yard line, so -6 on the sack.
So that'll bring it to 2nd down and 16 from the Huntington 41. 2 receivers go to each side for the Highlanders. Harrell, Arthur to the far side, Jackson, Waynick to the near side. Lacco drop back, dump down into the flat to Amari Felder, who somehow breaks through 2 tacklers and gets across midfield into South Charleston territory.
Finally tackled by number 8, Joe McAllister. I got to tell you, that looked like that play was going nowhere, and all of a sudden Felder turned it into a big gain all the way into South Charleston territory. They're going to spot the ball around the 48, I think, or was there a penalty? A hold against Huntington.
So that takes away the play. Felder limping around midfield, trying to get to the sideline on his own. So now back up Huntington even more here. So this drive not going in the right direction for the Highlanders. You're starting at the 47.
You're back to the 39 now on a 2nd and 18.
Only a 2-yard penalty after the big play, but obviously taking away a big catch and run by Felder.
5 penalties, -55 yards on Huntington.
So 2nd and 18 from the 39. Lacco, straight drop back, rolling out to the left now. Fires over towards the sideline and caught by Noah Waynick.
And a flag.
And late hit comes in.
Silly tackle by Dean, completely out of bounds on Waynick. That'll give Huntington a 1st down. As that was a good pass and catch, and it picked up the 8 yards and gave you a good spot for the next play, but a really silly play by Dean.
So all of a sudden, after things going wrong for Huntington, a couple of things go right on that one. Nice catch by Waynick on the sideline, then the late hit out of bounds. That will give Huntington a 1st down.
1st and 10, and that'll put the ball well into South Charleston territory. It's just there's no need to tackle when you're already have the man out of bounds. And it moves it from the 8-yard play and the 15-yard penalty. Huntington was at their own 39. Now they're at the South Charleston 39.
So interesting sequence there. 9:51 to go here in the fourth quarter. Huntington trailing 35-14, but driving now into South Charleston territory to the Black Eagles 39. Trips go to the far side. Waynick, the receiver, to the near side. Rogers, the back here, and he'll get the carry up the middle. Across the 39 to about the 37 goes Clarence Rogers.
And another flag comes from the referee. That's normally in the area of holding. Dean was down on the ground. Maybe somebody grabbed his jersey. Tripping, the call on South Charleston. Interesting.
So that will be another big penalty here going against South Charleston, and will help Huntington get another first down on the drive.
Tripping, I haven't seen that called in many a year. And that's a big one. 15 yards takes it down to the 23-yard line.
So Huntington just outside the red zone here to the 23 of South Charleston. Two receivers go wide to each side. Now Jackson goes in motion from right to left. So now trips to the near side for Huntington. Laco with Rogers, the back to his right. Laco steps up, pump fakes, and looks for an open Scout Arthur, but the pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was Khalif Ty, the freshman. But, you know, it was good. And he tried just flipping it, you know, not really throwing it, but kind of flipping it ahead to the – he was wide open on that pass, but it just falls incomplete.
This will be second down. Harrell, Jackson, Arthur to the far side. Waynick, the receiver, to the near side here on 2nd and 10 from the 23. Laco looking downfield for Waynick. He beat his man, leaps, and did he make the catch? He did. Touchdown Highlanders. What a catch by Noah Waynick.
Wow.
Goes up in double coverage and hauls it in for a Highlander 23-yard score.
Went up over the defender to make the catch. He had coverage from the cornerback. Waynick goes over his head and cradles the ball as he hits the ground with the defender on top of him. The referee looked and made sure, and it's a heck of a touchdown.
So Huntington right back in this ball game now at 35-20. Nathan Young on to attempt the extra point to make it a 14-point game. Hold is good, kick is up, and it's good. So Huntington makes it 35-21 now, 9:15 to go here in the contest. Stay with us. Huntington making things interesting here at home against number 1 South Charleston. You're listening to Highlander football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
If you're enjoying tonight's free broadcast of Huntington High School football, please consider making a donation to Huntington High School Sports Boosters. High school football ticket admissions cover the cost of many other high school sports programs. Due to the attendance restrictions from COVID-19, your support is more important than ever before. Please donate at paypal.com/HHS Boosters or click on the link in the Facebook post. Thanks, and go Highlanders!
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Welcome back to Bob Sain Stadium. Anthony Jackson returns the kick.
A pretty good return there by the young man on the pop-up kick, and he gets South Charleston all the way out to the 39-yard line. 19-yard return.
So 9:06 to go. Huntington just trailing now South Charleston by 14. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum here at Bob Sain Stadium. Dunn in the offense comes back on the field for the Black Eagles, or trips to the near side. Dean the back to Dunn's right. Dean will get the carry up the middle, sheds off tacklers, across the 35, or 45, excuse me.
Brought down finally by Huntington's number 5 of all guys. Jonathan Jackson comes slicing in to take down the big man after a gain of about 8.
2nd and 2, and South Charleston, and we talked about it, they don't typically want to run the football, but with a 14-point lead and under 8.5 to go, they'll definitely look to roll some clock here. Won't play action. They'll fire it over the middle, and pass falls incomplete, intended for E-step. Clarence Rogers in there at safety. Arthur breaks up the pass, though. So it'll be 3rd down here. A big 3rd down here, Woody. 3rd and 2. If Huntington can get a stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd go on 4th down on their own side of the 50. So if they don't pick up a 1st down here, Huntington should get the punt, get another opportunity. Billy Seals coaching his defense from over on the sideline, making the call.
Highlanders stack the box here on 3rd and 2. Dunn gets a high snap and a big hole. 1st down and more. 40, 30, 20 into the Highlanders secondary. 15, 10, still on his feet. 5, end zone, touchdown. Yes, what a run by Dunn on 3rd and 2. He goes right up the middle and slices his way into the end zone for a touchdown. South Charleston. It takes the life out of the Highlanders' comeback.
53-yard run, and he exploded up the middle. I haven't seen him in the St. Albans game or this game. Shalik Kinney's so tired, somebody just had to pick him up, help him to get off the field because he made a block downfield. One of the linemen was trying to help him out, but I'm sure everybody's pretty tired by now.
Edwards will attempt the extra point to make it 42-21 with 8:17 to go in this contest. Extra point, another low one, but this one's good again. So 42-21, 8:17 to go. And Woody, Huntington having some issues, it appears, in the secondary. The front seven's been pretty solid here tonight, but whenever South Charleston's gotten to the secondary, big plays seem to happen.
But any time that you stack the box, and that's what you were calling, they did. They put everybody up there except the 4 guys in coverage. What took a safety out of the middle. So once he broke the initial line of scrimmage, everybody was chasing him from the sidelines. And honestly, Waynick had the best shot, but just couldn't get a good piece of him. And Jackson and the rest were trying to run him down. He just exploded. He showed really good speed, just right up the center. Wow, what a play that was. And, yeah, it's kind of a heartbreaker. Huntington felt like maybe they were back in the game. I'm not sure they were with the time that was left. But, you got to continue to play your game. That's what Huntington has to do now. They just need to play and see what they can make happen here. But what a night for the quarterback here. We know that he's thrown for 4 touchdowns. That's his 2nd running touchdown, a 53-yard run. Gives him 7 carries for 81 yards, which is far and away the leading rusher for this team. They only needed 1 first down on that drive to go 53 yards after they picked up 8 and then had an incomplete pass.
So Huntington will return the kickoff here, and South Charleston's gone to a lot of short kickoffs.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it away from Devin Jackson, Waynick, Felder. They want those frontline guys. They don't think David Bradshaw or Mikey Johnson's going to carry the ball for a touchdown.
Well, this time, Amari Felder does return the kick out to about the 31. Another short kick, but that time Felder was playing more up, and he was able to get to the football. So Huntington takes back over here, now trailing by 3 scores again here at 8:12 to go in the contest to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, good return by Felder there at 14 yards. Didn't have a lot of blocking. David Bradshaw picked off 1 guy, but pretty good return of 14 yards.
It's 1st and 10 from the 32. Lacko in the shotgun, trips bunched to the far side for the Highlanders. Lacko takes the snap, rolls out to the right, and he's sacked again.
Well, they just couldn't pick up the outside rusher that time. Number 15 came on the blitz, and they just were unable to make a stop on him. So Miller, who we saw get helped off when he was hurt at running back out there as a linebacker, comes on the blitz and sacks. I think that's a second sack of the game against Huntington.
So it'll be 2nd and 15 now for the Highlanders. 2 receivers go to each side for Huntington here. Locko in the gun, Rogers the back. Locko takes the snap again under pressure, avoids the official, chucks one up for grabs, and it falls incomplete. Looks like Harold, the intended receiver, on the far sideline.
Yeah, in coverage with Anthony Jackson, the cornerback. And I don't know, there seems to be another flag down here. It looked like the quarterback was on the ground, so maybe it was a late hit on him. Lawton had good pressure that time. No, now they're just, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe it was a hold instead, and they're discussing whether they take that and back Huntington up more. But they wouldn't have to back them up much because it's already 3rd down and 15.
3rd and 15 from the Highlander 27. 4 receivers set, 2 to each side. Locko takes the snap, straight drop back. Locko steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Montez Tubbs.
Yeah, hit as he threw, though. He really didn't have a chance to get anything on the ball.
So the Highlanders will punt. Scout Arthur will kick it away. 7:18 to go in this contest. 42-21, South Charleston leading.
Single man going back is Anthony Jackson.
Arthur's had some nice punts here tonight. Another good one here. Fielded at the 38. Goes Anthony Jackson. Tries to spin out of a tackle, but he's brought down.
No game whatsoever. Tyree Smith down there, and another senior Nathan Price makes a tackle.
So South Charleston takes back over last drive, the Dunn touchdown run. Explosive play there on a 3rd and 2 when Huntington trailed by just 14 with a little over 8 minutes to go. So get a stop and you have a chance. But
that happens so often, though, when teams bunch up like that and try to get a big stop. And if you can get past the initial line, you're off to the races.
So Dean the back here, he'll get the carry on 1st and 10, and James Scott's in there to wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage.
Tim Scott's been doing a nice job on these guys all night. He's eating the center alive.
Correction, Miller in on the carry, the freshman back out there on offense.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Dean wasn't done. He still haven't played defense.
Clock rolling now under 6.5, or coming up on 6.5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 10 for South Charleston on their own 40.
You can say what you want about this series, but it's hardly ever a boring game. Whistle blew there. Not sure what that was. The referee picked up a belt towel. I guess he thought that might be in the way. Tidying up the field.
So reset here for 2nd and 10. Dunn looks to the sideline. Now takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw. Now steps up and looks to run. Dunn avoiding tacklers, slides down.
Scout Arthur was about to lower the boom, so he hit the turf.
Coming up now on 6 minutes to play in the contest.
Of course, when you slide, it's as soon as you begin it. So he started to slide at the 44, so he gets only a gain of 4. Although now he does have 8 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Been a terrific night.
3rd down and 6 for South Charleston. Black Eagles offense putting up 42 here tonight. 42-21 our score here at Bob Sain Stadium. Highlander defense dropping back here in coverage. 4 down linemen for the Highlanders. Trips to the far side for South Charleston blitz comes. Scout Arthur forced him to step up, and then Donovan Garrett is in there with the sack. It'll be 4th down.
That was a great play. The nickel, Arthur, comes on a blitz. He has to step up, as you said, to avoid that. Donovan Garrett was closing in from the other side, and the freshman, he's played really well this year. That's his 2nd quarterback sack of the season, and it's his 3rd tackle for loss in just 21 tackles. That's a pretty well done to the freshman.
So
now they're trying to figure out where to spot the ball. Right now they're saying they're 38.
And we have a flag here against Huntington, so that takes away the sack, Woody, and that's disappointing if you're Huntington.
I didn't even see what the call was on the, what they called. I don't know. I mean, that looked like a nonsense if it was some sort of celebration thing. I mean, come on. Kids have to play. I don't know if that was it, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see a face mask or a late hit or anything.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 South Charleston here from the Huntington 49. Trips to the far side for the Black Eagles. One receiver to the near side. Dunn will throw here again on 1st down. He wants the deep ball for Kinney. He's got him in stride. Kinney, though, is forced out of bounds.
Yeah, he just couldn't his momentum. That's a great catch over your shoulder, though. It's like a center fielder, like Willie Mays in the 54 series, going in the polo ground and catching the one over his shoulder. That's the hardest catch for any player to make. And it was a tremendous play there by Kinney.
Montez Tubbs, the man in coverage. Don't typically see Tubbs out there at corner, but it looks like he's getting some reps, maybe get Devin Jackson some rest.
Well, I think they're getting tired. I mean, honestly, they've been chasing this team up and down the field all night. That's a 38-yard completion.
4:50 to go in the contest, 42-21. South Charleston looking to add to that lead with trips to the far side here. Miller the back, Dunn in the gun, one receiver, Kinney to the near side. Dunn looks to throw for the end zone. Jump ball. Anthony Jackson can't quite make the catch as Jonathan Jackson knocks it away for the Highlanders.
That was a really good play by the freshman. He's done a nice job all year. He'd had 3 pass breakups. He's already had 2 in this game, so he's getting better every week. Stops the touchdown there.
Yeah, it looked like Anthony Jackson was going to be able to make that catch, but as you mentioned there, Jonathan Jackson there last second to knock it away. Didn't go up with the receiver, but kind of waited till he came down to swipe that ball away. Here on 2nd down and 10 now. Miller gets the carry running left.
Not much there all night. I mean, the quarterback's broken some big plays, but they've held the rushing game in check. David Bradshaw, I believe, makes another tackle. No, excuse me, Tyree Smith.
Yeah, Bradshaw, the initial guy there, but Smith able to clean it up.
Picks up about 2 to the 9. So it'll be 3rd and 8. They can still pick up a 1st down.
Clock rolling now. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in this one. Trips to the far side for South Charleston. They'll take their time, roll the play clock.
Yeah, it's a great job by Dunn. Only thing I don't understand is why does Coach Donnie May still have his starters in there?
Quick pass here towards the end zone, and it's knocked away and falls incomplete.
That's
Montez Tubbs that time with
great
a good defensive play.
Yeah, that was a great play again by Tubbs. He really did. He tipped the ball over the receiver's head, and Kenny couldn't come up with it.
This will be 4th and 6. Dunn in the offense will remain on the field here. Trips to the far side, all stacked up on the far hash. One receiver to the near.
Might be a quarterback keeper again.
Yeah, Dunn will look to run. This time he goes nowhere. Stopped in the backfield by Donovan Garrett.
Well, he lost a sack, and then he picked one back up. Unfortunately, good job by Garrett, and good job by the Huntington defense. They were like me. They're like, well, what did they go to last time on a play like this? They went to the quarterback, so kind of thought they were going there again, sure enough. And Garrett makes a great play. He's going to be a heck of a player. I know you're too young, and a lot of the listeners are too young to remember Rodney Garrett, his dad, playing for Marshall back in the Jim Donnan days. But, man, he was a terror out on the end.
Be 1st and 10 for the Highlanders at the 12-yard line. And Huntington's going to go under center here. Or, I'm sorry, in the shotgun. Had it up back in the ball game. They'll give it to Felder up the middle, and he'll slash forward for a couple.
Felder's ran the ball pretty effectively tonight. I mean, all things considered. He picks up 7 there. That's 10 carries for 27 yards for Felder tonight. Or, excuse me, no. I was looking at the wrong player. He's got 48 yards on 6 carries.
This will be 2nd down and 3 for the Highlanders. On their own 19-yard line, Laco in the shotgun. He'll give it to Felder up the middle, and he'll fight forward for a 1st down. Overall, I mean, Huntington's been very competitive here tonight, Woody. And
yeah,
you compare it to earlier in the season against teams like Cabell Midland and Wheeling Park. I mean, this game, Huntington's really been pretty close. Just a few plays here and there don't go their way, but and a lot of big plays given up to this explosive South Charleston team. But comparing to earlier in the season, you see the improvement.
And they're going to catch an angry Bridgeport team. They've lost to Spring Valley 35-10 tonight.
Laco going to go deep. Jackson thought Waynick thought he was running a comeback route, but the pass fell incomplete.
He threw the go route, and Waynick was running a hook. He was above the 1st down marker.
This will be 2nd down and 10 for the Highlanders. 2:29 to go in this one. 42-21. South Charleston leading Huntington. Highlanders looking to get one more score here before the end of the contest.
Sure.
Continuing to improve though week to week, as we noted. And looks like they got South Charleston again to jump on the D-line.
That's 8 penalties for minus 75 yards. And 4 offsides tonight I mean, when you've got your ears pinned back, though, you're up by, 3 touchdowns. There's 2 minutes to go. You know what Huntington's doing. They're throwing or running a short play. You're trying to get a sack, get your name in the book.
Run play here up the middle. From Amari Felder, he fights forward across the 35-yard line.
Good pickup there by him again. They'll put the ball down at the 40 or 35-yard line. So he picks up 4 and leaves the 3rd and 1.
Laco again running in from the sideline with the play here on 3rd down and 1 for the Highlanders. Under 2 minutes to go.
8 carries, 58 yards for Felder.
Laco in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers go to the wide side, 1 in the near. Laco again, play action, roll out to the right. Tried to hit Eli Archer, but it's well over his head and incomplete. We've seen a lot of different play action rollouts trying to get Archer the football here tonight.
Well, that's a great idea, and it also keeps the pressure off of him somewhat. But he's got to plant his feet and make that throw. He can't throw off his back leg because that makes the ball sail, and he does that quite a bit. So that's something for the sophomore. He's got the whole spring and summer to work on that. I would even suggest maybe go to a couple throwing camps or something. Huntington hopefully can do some 7-on-7s next summer. They might have to take another timeout. There's 5 on the play clock right now. 2, 1, and Billy Seals called it.
Yeah, they'll take the timeout here. Minute 42 to go in the game. 42-21. Huntington approaching a 4th down at 2.
Yeah, with 1:42 left, you want to make sure you get the right play in.
Well, plus you don't want to take the penalty, obviously, here and back you up even more to make it difficult.
But, when quarterbacks are running and they don't get their feet set, and you hear it all the time called happy feet, which just means you're still moving your feet when you should be planted and throwing. And that's something that Gavin has got to work on. I mean, He played great at the lower levels. He's played really great this year. I mean, he came into this game number 1 in passing yardage and number 4 in rush yardage. He has also, scored in this game. He had a touchdown, so he's continuing to do good things as a sophomore quarterback. Unfortunately, his first year is the second year, even though he and Dunn are both the same class. So Dunn got to start last year and make a lot of mistakes. Laco had to watch and learn, and he did learn a lot. He's going to be a really good one the next 2 years, and he's done a great job coming down the stretch here.
It's 4th down and 2 for the Highlanders. Laco will keep. He'll run up the middle, has the first down and more across the 40 and down inside the 45-yard line.
Knocked down by number 4, I think. Safety made the stop. It was a great run. He hit the hole really quick. 10 yards.
You definitely see the potential with Laco, and with a full off season, that will certainly help him. If hopefully COVID restrictions aren't as bad. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with that, obviously, but not having that a season ago certainly didn't help.
No.
Laco will roll out to the left here and nearly threw an interception.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. 8 was the closest man to the ball. Wainick was about 10 yards downfield. So
it'll be 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Minute 16 to go in this one.
He's had, since he threw the touchdown, this is 4 straight incompletions. And that's what I mean. That's what about a young quarterback does, One play, he'll look great, and then he'll have 3 or 4 plays not so great. They just keep learning. The game will start slowing down for him next year for sure.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Highlanders. Laco in the gun. Low snap, drops back. Clean pocket, looking deep down the field in double coverage, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Noah Wainick.
Wainick complaining to the officials bitterly that number 5 had a handful of his jersey. Kevin Tinsley pulled him down as he went up for the ball, and no call. I tell you the truth, there wasn't an official within 20 yards of that play either.
Seen some nice plays by Wainick. Obviously the touchdown catch there in double coverage earlier.
You can't. I mean, I know the officials are thinking, "Hey, it's late. Let's run the clock. Let's get this game over." But you still got to call penalties. And I mean, Wainick was prevented from going up and catching that ball by Tinsley holding his jersey.
So it should be 3rd and 10 here. Laco will give it to Feller. He's stopped in the backfield. Nice play by Barnett.
Great play. He's just a sophomore too. He's going to be a sensational player. He's 235. He still may have some growth on him, and he's going to be another great lineman for this team that's kind of full of them, to tell the truth.
Yeah, I mean, this D-line, not necessarily the biggest, but pretty big for high school kids, obviously.
So fast.
Really quick, yeah.
Yeah. They go 245, 235, 215, 235. Now, honestly, we don't see a lot of teams that are that small. But as you say, they can run so fast. If I'm Laco, I don't know. He doesn't even have to take a snap here. I guess he wants to try to get it first.
Laco takes a snap, fires over the middle, and incomplete. He wanted McNeely, the intended receiver.
And McNeely's going to be a good one of these days. He's a really talented, long and lean kid, 6'3", 175 sophomore. That would have been his first catch of the year, and the other mistake he made that he'll have to learn. You got to get in front of the stick on 4th down. You can't catch the ball at the 47 because then you're going to be 2 yards short of the first down.
So turnover on downs there for the Highlanders. We'll most likely see victory formation here from South Charleston.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, they're going to take a knee here, I would hope.
Final 15 seconds of the contest.
This has been a good game, and I said before it started, it's hardly ever a boring game between these two teams. I mean, it's hardly ever a low-scoring game between these two teams. So last year they scored 102 points. This year they scored 63 points.
And South Charleston will take the knee and snap a 4-game losing streak to Huntington, get this win after the Highlanders defeated South Charleston 52-50 a season ago here. 42-21. Final few seconds roll off the clock. What are your initial thoughts on this one?
Well, I think that Huntington played pretty well against the number 1 team in the state. I mean, Huntington's ranked 23rd because they have a ton of young players. And South Charleston played some of those guys last year, and they had a 4-6 season. So they battled through that to get where they needed to be this year. And so Huntington's going to battle through this year. They still, Bridgeport gets beat tonight by Spring Valley. So, they're not unstoppable, certainly. You'd have to think that gives you a chance. If Spring Valley can run the ball, Huntington can certainly run the ball with some of the best of them. Tonight, stat sheet, shows it's not a fantastic running night, but 12 for 57 and a touchdown for Laco, 8 for 58 out of Amari Felder, 9 for 20 in his first game back in 4 games for Clarence Rogers, and James Safford had 3 for 19 yards. So they ran the ball pretty good. They didn't hit enough on the passes. He did hit Waynick for a 23-yard touchdown. He hit Jackson for a 29-yard touchdown. So he's very much still in the learning curve. But let's face it, this is a really good team they played tonight and might make their way, as Billy Seals said in our pregame. These guys might play in Wheeling come December. They've got a lot of good players at a lot of different positions.
So South Charleston improves to 4-0 with the win. Huntington falls to 2-5. Stay tuned because we'll have the postgame show after this. Your final score, South Charleston 42, Huntington 21. You're listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe is born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
Injury at any age can be a game changer, but Marshall Orthopedics, the area's only comprehensive sports medicine practice, is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Orthopedics takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Today's broadcast is presented in part by Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Since 1950, the team at Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has proudly served the Kanawha Valley and surrounding areas. McKinney Family Chiropractic. McKinney Family Chiropractic provides safe and effective treatment that will help eliminate pain and get you fully functional again.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell.
Defeats Huntington 42-21 here at Bob Sain Stadium. Nick Verzolini, Woody Woodrum here on the postgame show. South Charleston improving to 4-0 on the season. Huntington Highlanders fall to 2-5. Woody, you look back on this game, and South Charleston got the early lead. Huntington, though, fought throughout, and it was a pretty competitive football game, despite the score being a 3-score game.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Huntington battled throughout the game. They were down fairly big at halftime in a 28-7 game, and they came back and they played really well. And some teams might have folded a bit, but South Charleston never did. I mean, they've got a great team, and their quarterback Trey Dunn has grown up a lot since we saw him last year. He stood toe to toe though with Huntington last year in that 52-50 game. So he's played these guys before. He knew it was going to be a tough night, but he came through so big. Throws 4 touchdowns, runs for 2 more, 85 yards on 8 carries. He's their leading rusher by a long shot. He throws a 33-yard touchdown, 67-yard touchdown, 68-yard touchdown, 28-yard touchdown. So you end up with Jaden Estep has 3 catches, 26 yards. Charlie Kinney has 3 catches for 75 yards. I mean, Donovan Davis, wow, 4 catches, 212 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Mondrell Dean has the 1 catch for a 33-yard touchdown plus 47 yards on 10 carries. So pretty good game for them as well. They did a good job of moving the ball in the second half. They didn't have a single drive that they didn't get a first down in until their very last drive of that half. They just, and we're not counting the one at the end there, but they did a great job. Now, Huntington on the flip side, a pretty decent job there. I mean, Laco finishes up the night, 25 attempts, hits on 9, 1 interception, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns for him, 29-yarder to Devin Jackson, 23-yarder to Noah Waynick. That was both. Waynick had 1 more catch, so he ended up the night with 24 yards on 2 catches. 2 catches for 18 yards for Eli Archer, 2 catches for Amari Felder, just 2 yards there. 1 catch for Clarence Rogers. Good to see him back out there. He went for 9 yards on the 1 catch, and he carried the ball 9 times for 20 yards. So, the team got some big pieces back tonight. They showed they could move the ball. One of the best teams in the state. Their total offense about 250 yards. That's not bad at all. But South Charleston, man, I mean, they just run it up and down the field on you, and it's hard to rein them in. They probably had about 400 yards in total offense. So, hey, you get together, though, and you're going to play a team that's the exact opposite of this team next week. Bridgeport runs the ball. It's what they do. It's the way they've played in AA or AAA. They bounce back and forth. They don't lose a step, no matter what level they've been playing at. So you've got to get ready to go up there for a 7 o'clock kick. It's a long road trip, and then you got 1 more at home after that. So I think if Huntington really dedicates themselves to going and getting a win at Bridgeport, it is possible. I mean, it's not mission impossible. They've played teams with good running games, like Winfield especially, and some other teams. But, this defense is playing really well right now, and that's despite giving up 42 points. Most of those, as we were talking about, came on big plays. If the defense gets better next year, they can eliminate those big plays. The front line did a really nice job, I thought, all night of pressuring the quarterback, making some big stops on the back, having some 0 yardage and tackles for lost play. So, even though it's a 42-21 loss, I still think Huntington played very well against another top 10 team. They have lost to like number 17 Hurricane and number 2 or 3 Midland. Wheeling Park is in there at about number 5 right now. And Parkersburg is ranked 13th. So they haven't played any pikers this year, that's for sure. And now they go to Bridgeport, who will fall from number 2 down a bit. But boy, it's a heck of a team. It's going to be a big challenge. But I do think Huntington's up to making that challenge if they have a good week of practice.
Yeah, South Charleston looks pretty impressive early on here, number 1 team in the state.
Yeah.
For a reason, have a lot of different playmakers out there. And what do you, anything stand out to you tonight in terms of how good this South Charleston team might be able to be?
You know what? I mean, I've got to say coming in, and like I said, they played against St. Albans, who was not very good. And so, you're looking at that, and you're like, wow, are they very good? I wasn't sure about Trey Dunn, but he impressed me tonight. Not only the way he ran the offense, not just his running, not just his passing, but the way he runs their huddle. And he did a nice job with all the smart things tonight. they've got a tremendous set of receivers. I mean, any team in the MSAC would be thrilled to have Jackson or Davis or Kinney or Estep or Harris or McAllister, but he wouldn't, they wouldn't believe that you could have all 6 of those guys. Plus you got Mondrell Dean, who's averaging about 8 yards a carry. You got Shalik Kinney, who's been averaging around 10 yards a carry. You got Emilio Miller, who's averaging about 8 to 9 yards a carry. They are loaded. They've got one of the best linemen in the entire state. And Zieke, Lawton, they've got tremendous talent on their front and their linebacker core. I think, their secondary makes plays, but I think depending on who they're playing against, they might not get a flag or two against a different set of officials. So, they're very handsy and all that, and that's the thing to do today. But it depends on where you're playing, who will be making those calls. But, even their line, we knew they were big on the left side, and Bosley is one of the best tackles in the state right now. But, the other side did a nice job, even though they're not the big guys. But I still come back to Huntington. I mean, at times they ran the ball well, they threw the ball well. I think they did a lot of things well tonight that they could pack up, put in their bag, and take to Bridgeport with them next week. I mean, when you look at this team, they had given up 14, 24 to GW, and 7. Huntington comes in and puts 21 on them. That's the second most points scored, and they held them to 1 less touchdown than GW surrendered. 1 less touchdown than Capital surrendered, and 2 less touchdowns that St. Albans. So, if you're going to compare to apples, it's not a bad comparison that Huntington played them about as well as anybody has this year.
Yeah, you could definitely make the argument that Huntington played the best game against South Charleston this season. The Highlanders will travel to Bridgeport for another tough challenge next week.
7 o'clock kickoff, so
right.
Make sure you're tuned in.
Marshall football in action tomorrow.
Yeah, 2:30 kickoff for homecoming. Paul Swan will be on the air at 11:30 tomorrow, so you make sure you catch him. And I've got one thing outside of all of this. We lost somebody really near and dear to our radio station today. We all called her Miss Kitty, like the lady on Gunsmoke, the old TV series. But Kitty Bocook passed away today. I'm sure she was in her 80s. She was our mother hen. She's a Hall of Fame, or in the Radio Hall of Fame, and she did everything in the business. She program director. She was a salesperson for us for many, many years. She did every job you can think of in Buffalo and towns all over the place, and they finally decided to come here and work for Mike Kirtner and Tom Wolfe, and having Miss Kitty around was one of the true joys of my life, is having met her and know her, and everybody else feels that way. And I'm not going to cry on the air, but I could easily cry, because she just, if your mother was gone, she was your mother. If you're having trouble with somebody, she'd talk you through it, or she might go talk to them about it. And you didn't blow off Miss Kitty. She's one of the best people I've ever known, and the world's a little darker today because of her passing.
Sorry to hear about that, but we'll wrap things up here. From Huntington, South Charleston gets the win here, 42-21. Make sure to join us next week. Thanks for listening to Highlander Football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.